I am paranoid. You know, my brother has paranoid.
Help me! Help! Help me! Help! Help me! Help!
Anyị etiwe oti mgbodomgbo wute eziokwu Chineke. Now, anyị abịa n'obi master prophet. Master prophet, biko, achọrọ m ka ị gee message a nụnwa. Ka anyị ma iwe ya agwa anyị na this thing, na this message. Yeah, here we go.
I possess the capacity required in every ramification to wreak havoc. The sort of havoc you have never imagined in your dreams. But I have endured so much in this journey. I have stayed my hands and I have stayed my tongue because I understand that once I give in to the bait of these morons, then because I understand that once I give in to the bait of these morons, then
So, Master Prophet, you know, because I have much time, I don't want to play the video fully. Because Kevin, why you going at this thing? Because
I left. Only the ringleader. Cancer or the coup plotter. I was the ringleader of this coup. Or they might able counsel kri. Oh, this woman who the ringleader. Oh, ya woke no log broke no nama. No ifrifo ogri no n'ime ngịga. Oh, ya wo onye ahụ na-akụrụ ha ogele n'ime ọhịa. Oh, ya wo onye ahụ ya na nwanne ya kwuje ịchụ nta. Ahapụ uze ọsa na uze a ga-agba na-agba akpịrịkpa ọkpa onye ha na ha kwuje ịchụ nta. Oh, ya wo onye ahụ kwuru na gidigbam with this efulefu a na-akpọ Ejiofor. Ọwụkwa Ejiofor ka ele ahụ ya kara white Ejiofor. Oh, ya wo madam Ejiofor. Oh, ya wo madam Chikedoziem. Oh, ya wo madam ndị egide a ga-agba ọzọ na ndị akpakratingom egide a ga-agba ọzọ ndị efulefu lọlọ ndị akpakratingom. Oh, ya wo onye isi ha. Kansa mee gị na-ete ya emetọleto alefuone. Ọ dị mma ka o nwere ihe ndị Igbo na-asị agba otu ya atọ n'ogwe, agba abụọ ya atọ n'ogwe, agba atọ ya atọ n'ogwe, ọwụ ogwe ka e mere na-akọ. Ọwụ nwaanyị efulefu akpakratingom onye isi ndị akpakratingom lọlọ efulefu. Ọ ya wụ onye isi ndị ihe niile. So ihe ọ na-akọ wụ trumpet ọ na-afụ n'ime ụlọ. Chineke mee na ebere ọ pụtazie na bịa fụọ ya n'ezi ọka anyụọna ala efuone maka ihe ka IPOB na-eji agbaghara aghara. Maka ihe onye na-eri Nnamdi Kanu, Nnamdi Ezebiro, Supreme Commander, onye ndu onye na-eri wakrotele na-eji na n'ime ụlọ. And o rigide n'ime ụlọ pụtazie na-eji bịa ji akọ mgba ya. But aga m ekwu ọtụtụ okwu gbasara cancer ahụ or Delilah ahụ or that winning, because they're working the one Biafran spiritually they kwuo n'okwu ihe Chukwu jiri m ka m kwuru asị m in 2015 no cancer to Nnamdi Ezebiro Nnamdi Kanu n'ọkwa cancer to IPOB o setiene. Aga m ewere ohere nyere m just ya wụ na ya ekpe later aga m ajụ Vice Counsel na Barrister Mandela and Barrister Nnemeka ka ha tee ọnụ na ihe for 1 or 2 minutes. Ele ihe ha mere nwaanyị ji ọhụụ gị kpọọ gị shi ọtọgbọ nwanne Nnamdi Kanu ọwụhụ na ya a problem iji thunder fire nne Nnamdi Kanu just like Ikenga ọwụhụ na ya problem isi na Nnamdi Kanu n'ụlọ ha wee bụ ụmụ nwaanyị na ụmụ nwaanyị befa na arụ onwe fa aka n'ike ọwụhụ na ya problem but gị kpọta Ejiofor aha kara white Ejiofor ya chaki ya ama ajụjụ m nwere n'ụbọchị taa to Barrister Aloy Ejimakor, to Barrister Aloy, to Barrister Mandela and Barrister
Emeka.
Barrister Nnemeka. Ele ihe ha mere nwaanyị na-eji eri ha ụwa krọtele. Nwaanyị na-eji egbu ha mma mmiri. Ele ihe ha mere ihe. Ha ele ihe hụ ha na-achọghị ịkpọ aha. Ele ihe ha mere ihe. Ohe m na-ajụ. Ndewo. Ọ bụrụ na ọ ga-ekpe m mgbe divine kwuchara or whatever ha kọtụkọrọ naanị ele ihe ha mere nwaanyị o ji kpọọ ha ụgwụ ha ọrụ ọma niile ya sị na ọ dị ya mma ihe niile ha mere wụcha nshi ihe niile ha mere wụcha ụchụ but ọ gaghị awụ achịkọta ekpe ọnụ Ejiofor ihe ọbụla ọ mere ya na ahụ ya ka mgbọ na-ehi ya ja n'ukwu ele ihe lọya atọ ele ihe ha mere ihe ha gwanye eziokwu. Ndewo.
Yeah, ndewo. Yeah. Divine Mother, onwe okwu ị chọrọ ikwu na do you want to contribute in this issue?
Don't need to go to
Huh? No. All Divine Mother ka anyị na-ajụ.
Okay. What can I say? I have nothing to say other than that karma is a deadly bitch. What goes around comes around. You can't spend your life screwing people over and you feel it's enough. I don't care who you are. Karma doesn't rush. Karma serves it cold. And your attitude or your behavior will tell people whether you're telling the truth or not. That's the only thing I can say. I don't have much to say in regards to that because I have an integrity to protect. When the Dragon King comes out, he will take care of everything by himself. Thank you.
Yeah, ndewo. Divine Mother, wonderful. Thank you so much. So the White Council. The question Master Prophet asked. Do you want to respond to the question before we go to you? No?
Yeah.
Question Master Prophet.
Ask me now.
Yeah.
Ask him ele ihe lawyer atọ Barrister Aloy Ejimakor and Mandela and Barrister Nnemeka ele ihe nnu mere cancer ahụ o ji kpọọ nna ụgwụ ele ihe nnu mere ya
Onye.
Uchechi.
Our leader's wife.
Okay. Okay, let me come in here. This thing about transferred aggression. Everybody knows that Uchechi Game, Onyendu's wife, all very close to the DOA. And all the very, very, very close to Ifeanyi Ejiofor. So when you are close to people like that, And these are people that hate the legal team. This whole thing was about, fighting for Ifeanyi Ejiofor to be the sole lawyer, the only lawyer to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. That wasn't going to be possible. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's case is very complex case. It's too complex for one lawyer to handle it, not to talk of Ifeanyi Ejiofor. So he needed a lot of lawyers, SANs and non-SANs. For those listening tonight, we don't have a very smart lawyer to be an SAN. It's a title. You can get it through being smart. You can also get it through old boy network of having the right connections. You can also be a non-SAN and be a very smart lawyer. All over the world, including Nigeria, the legal profession is the most collegial profession. Learned friends and all that. So that is why in any case, you can see 10 lawyers, 20 lawyers, to 5 lawyers. It's not the same way you see doctors crowding over a patient. You don't see nurses crowding. It's very collegial. But unfortunately, those that were members of the legal team before we took over did not have that collegial spirit. They were very provincial and parochial and narrow-minded. So with this alliance with DOAs and with Barrister Ejiofor created a situation where Onyendu's wife just hated us on sight. I have her text messages here. She can't deny it in my WhatsApp. There was a particular one she sent that was very toxic and very hostile, contained explicit threats. But I think in few seconds she changed her mind and deleted it. But before she deleted it, I already made a screenshot. See, I was trained in America, so the moment I saw that message, I knew that maybe someone would be there and say, "What have you done?" on her conscience. So before she deleted it, I made screenshot. Even the ones she did not delete, she gave me an explicit warning. Wherever you are tonight, Onyendu's wife, if you're listening, you warned me several times with text message. And your dad, your father is away. I asked your father to ask you what I have done wrong. And your father did not like what you did. And your father apologized to me. Mandela is away.
Very correct.
Yes, Mandela is away. I was wondering what I did. I didn't do anything to her. Nemeka didn't do anything to her. No, none of us. Okay? Mandela used to be the one to drive her from Abuja under very terrible weather and hectic conditions from Abuja to Umaya. But she doesn't talk to Mandela. Why? Because Ejiofor hates Mandela. Ejiofor doesn't want he doesn't even talk to Mandela. He didn't treat Mandela particularly very well, like a fellow lawyer. So the lady just joined Ejiofor in hating Mandela, and she hates me too, because she figured 2 things. I was very close to Mandela, and I was also that they hated, and I was also very close to Onyendu that they were planning against. Okay, and that plan has come out here now, because I was wondering, why is she going from one media house to the other, criticizing her husband and her husband's family and exposing them to odium and contempt and controversy? So it's a matter of transferred aggression. They tried to block Mandela from seeing Onyendu for almost 1 year. They succeeded until I broke, that jinx, that gridlock. So these are part of my sins, that I was able to open the door again for Mandela and Onyendu to have a rapport, because I noticed that he had a special talent that could be helpful to the legal team, and I made sure I made that known to Onyendu, and Onyendu began to see it more clearly. So he now, was co-opted back as a full-fledged and highly respected member of the legal team. They didn't like that. I cannot speak for Nemeka or anything, but I can speak for Mandela, because we are very close. So every tribulation, everything, every attack, we were undergoing these things together. So She remained close to them, and then she gave me a warning in
You are
writing.
perfectly correct. You are
Her
perfectly
father
correct.
is away. She said, Aloy, I don't know who you are. I don't know who you are. Even if I know, I don't want to know. It is Ifeanyi Ejiofor I know that should be briefing me. Don't brief me. And I told Onyendu. She turned around and told Ejiofor to go and tell Onyendu that I am not briefing her. When I went, Onyendu asked me, I said, Onyendu, see you. And Mandela was there. And Onyendu understood. And somewhere I was able to show him. Okay, so he knew. You see how they play? And then she came on Radio Biafra and all kinds of places and said that I wasn't briefing her. But she was the one that told me not to brief her. And warned me and told me that if I tried to contact her, she would do to me what she did to Barrister Beta. That's when I started asking, who is Barrister Beta? They said that was Onyendu's first lawyer, and he won 1 or 2 cases in court at the time, but they did him in. You see how they do. Obeta didn't do anything wrong. Now I examined the record, I examined the file. I saw that it was Obeta that won the first bail for Onyendu that they dishonored at the magistrate court and the high court as well before the bail of Binta came. And he was able to reduce the charges and things like that. So from the file, in accordance with my own evaluation, he did very well. So when she threatened me, I said, oh, so this is how you work very hard and succeed, and you still be done in like she did to Obeta. She mentioned the name, and she was going all over the place saying I wasn't briefing her. But how can you have human beings like this? You are the one that told me to stop, that you want to be hearing from Ejiofor, not from me. And then you went around social media and Radio Biafra and started saying I wasn't briefing you. And then because of that, you blew a dog whistle to your so-called admirers and followers to start attacking me as someone who disrespects the Supreme Leader's wife, when you are the one that blocked me. And she didn't forget.
Good that everybody now is hearing from the horse's mouth.
I'm telling the public tonight that for almost 2 years, if not 2 years exactly, or a little more even by months, this was before she threatened me. I was responsible for paying her rent in the UK through Avid and World Igbo Congress. The gloves are off, so we can talk freely now. It's not going to put anybody in any kind of jeopardy or whatever. Everybody would have put her in jeopardy at the time. If I had come out to speak, Avid would have stopped supporting her. World Igbo Congress would have stopped supporting her. Then Nayanya probably would have stopped sending money to her. The money that Nayanya, that she disrespects publicly and criticizes, Nayanya was sending money to her through me. I was the go-between because they were not on speaking terms. So Onyendu's wife would send the details of her account, routing number, everything, Swift code, everything is in my phone to me, and I'll send it to Nayanya based on Onyendu's instruction, and Onyendu will send, Nayanya will send money to that account. If there's a problem with the bank, I start figuring it out. So there was a time we started feeling that there could be issues. So when I contacted Avid, by then we have not become very close to Avid. Neither me nor Kanunta nor Prince. The Avid was just there. I told them, I asked them, they held a meeting live. Dr. Sylvester Onya is alive. They had a Zoom meeting with me, and I presented her matter. So they sent $10,000. And they were wondering how they were going to send it. I said, don't send it to me. Send it to her directly in UK. They said they don't want to be running around doing that. It may look somehow. America has some kind of strict banking regulation. So I say, okay, wait. I called my senior brother, Dr. Jude Ejimakor, who lives in Texas, is alive. I said, bro, see what is going on. He said, well, for you, I can take the risk. If I go to jail, You have to take care of my family and everything. If you want to send me to jail, send me to jail in America. I said I won't send you to jail. If this thing is dangerous, I wouldn't call you. He now agreed. So he gave me his account information. I gave it to Avi. Avi sent it to him. I got the account information of Onyendu's wife from her, and I sent it to my brother, and my brother sent the money. Avi did this thing 2 times. And then Nayanya once. Then World Igbo Congress came up with, I think, $7,000 through me. Does she know World Igbo Congress? Does she even know who their secretary or president is? No, I was the one that called them. Mandela Bonyendo. Mandela is my living witness. He's my right-hand man. He was always with me there. He knows everything. If I die today, the man will testify.
You are very
And
correct.
all he needs to do is anybody that has the passcode of Aloy's phone should enter it. That Aloy keeps record. All the records are in my phone and in iCloud because I use Apple. If I'm changing phone, I transfer to iCloud. When I get a new phone, everything will download. So nobody can deny anything. If you deny, I'll publish it, and I'll publish more that may put you in trouble that I'm not even talking about here. The same concern that Avid had, World Igbo Congress had it because of her name. But my senior brother volunteered to face the danger. And the money was sent to my senior brother and it was sent to her. When the money was being sent, it wasn't all of it. So she made a request. Her sister visited Onyendu. Onyendu said, well, from that money, I should send the sister $1,000. My brother had to send the sister $1,000 in Nigeria for one thing or the other. Onyendu approved it. Okay? So there was even something Adanne Nenaya Okukanu was supposed to do for Onyendu that was going to cost $1,000. Adanne is alive today. Something critical. I'm aware of what she was going to do. And it was more than it will cost more than $1,000. And then Onyendu told me to take care of it. I called my brother in Texas and forwarded Adanne's bank information to my brother. I went to the bank and made a mistake and sent the $1,000 to Onyendu's wife's sister. Till today, me and Adane, we just had to figure out how else we could get another money to execute that project. I couldn't get the money back. My brother made a mistake. I have the record. And my brother felt so bad. I said, bro, don't feel so bad. You have tried. You have a lot of banking. I'm bothering you so much. Don't worry. Let me find a way to make a make. So me and Adane, we figured it out. Mandela is away.
Very correct.
It is after this, so it is after all these things, so like 6 months or 7 months later, I don't know, there was a briefing I sent to her. So I think it's that by that time they held a meeting that they were going to destroy the legal team. She changed. It's like somebody you went to the bush to hunt with your fellow hunter, and he turned around and started telling you that you look like an antelope. I'm telling you, this is exactly what this woman did to me. I said, what I didn't do anything wrong except to send her a briefing. Mandela, this thing happened around the time that Dr. What's that Ingwa doctor in Asokoro?
Dr. Kelechi.
Mba, the one that works with Ndukwe, Dr. Ndukwe, Dr. The heart doctor now in Asokoro that was taking care of Onyendu before Alaj came. Dr. Achilihu. When Dr. Achilihu, one certain Dr. Achilihu, anybody listening tonight will remember a certain period that Onyendu was attending medical treatment outside under the supervision of a cardiologist called Dr. Achilihu. I was the person in conjunction with Kanunta and Mandela and Prince that arranged it. That was the period that DOS wrote a letter under the hand and seal of Chike Dosiem firing me. They say they have sacked me as Onyendu's lawyer, and they have banned me from this. These things were all happening at the same time. I don't know them. They don't know me. How can you sack somebody you did not hire? That's why when I responded, I said, I told the media that one Chike Dosiem wrote a letter. That, they don't understand English. Their media warriors picked it up and said, I have insulted Chike Dosiem. He's a one Chike Dosiem now because I don't know him.
Perfect.
If I knew him, I would say one Chike Dosiem. I don't know who he is. Somebody I don't know wrote a letter to the media, not to me, that Aloy Ejimakor has been sacked as Onyendu's lawyer, and I am banned from visiting DSS to see Onyendu. Do you see how foolishly terrible these people are? How can you ban me from going to DSS? That DSS has no power to ban me or us. Mandela, and then when DSS even tries to mess up with our visitation rights to Onyendu, we went to court, didn't we?
Exactly.
We went to court and threatened to arrest the Director General of DSS. And you call yourself DOS. DOS that is based somewhere in Europe, I don't know. And you are banning me. Somebody I've never met from seeing Onyendu. It was all at the same time. So it was a plan. So I sent her a long text message briefing her about Onyendu's visitation with an examination with Dr. Achilihu, and things about his medical report and things like that. Because Onyendu instructed me to do that. She now sent me a text and said, this is the last time. She's warning me that she doesn't know who I am, that is Barrister Ejiofor she wants to hear from. So you remember when a DOA sacked me as Onyendu's lawyer, they said that I am not supposed to be the one to arrange for a doctor for Onyendu. Remember Mandela?
Yeah.
Exactly.
They said it's supposed to be Osokeme and Ejiofor.
And Ejiofor.
How can you be choosing lawyer for a client that is not well? You now prefer that a certain set of lawyers will be the one to arrange for him to see a doctor. When Onyendu himself gave me direct instruction, myself and Prince, and then Mandela became our road runner. Each time we went to Asokoro, Onyendu went there. I went with Mandela. He would drive our seat. We'll go there. DSS will tell us to park very far.
Yeah. Okay.
I tell Mandela, park foul. They might start shooting us that we have come to do rescue operation or jailbreak, because they be looking very hostile to us. These were the dangers I was facing. Onyendu gave me direct instruction to arrange a physician. And you are telling you as ZOAs, you are not in Nigeria, you are blocking me. You said I'm not supposed to be the one that is the Zokema and Ejiofor that is supposed to do it. And they made a publication against me and said, fellow Biafrans, it's midnight again in Nigeria, that Aloy is bringing a doctor to operate on Onyendu's ear at the DSS. Mandela, remember?
Yes.
That I was bringing a doctor to operate on Onyendu. And Onyendu's wife knew all these things. She did not come out to say, please, you people should stop this. So when she started hating on me, I did an analysis and all these things fit together. And at the end of the day, the bottom line is any henchman, I say it again, anybody they notice that is strong and dedicated and loyal and committed to the matter of Onyendu, they want to undo that person. They want to undo that person. So legal team became a target because of that. Kano became a target. Alane became a target. The entire family, including Master Prophet and Prince. And then they wanted to target Opoko. That is the most outstanding cousin on one day that they have in the Oku family, an archbishop that is respected worldwide. Can you imagine? The same Ima Powerful that I was speaking with. Ima Powerful gives me a message for Onyendu and I give message back to him, instructions, all kinds. It is the same in Mapafo that these people came out and told the Nigerian media and the whole world that there is no Mapafo, that Mapafo was a pen name, thereby destroying reputation that Mapafo has built for POB, and inside our POB, this is founded in 2012. So the media were now saying, oh, so, it was all a lie. So there was no, we've been deceived. This is a publication from DOS. Why? Because the Mapafo stopped taking the wrong instructions from them. They were telling the man to go and do defamation against me and the legal team. He refused. And for him to write publication against Kanunta and Prince. And even something that he will write that if you read it indirectly, it will be against Onyendu. He refused. They came to the media and declared that there was no Mapafo. Media people were calling me and said, so this thing has been deception all along. Now look at the impact it now has on them. Their media release or press release, nobody reads it, nobody publishes it. Because everything is now seen as fake. All kinds of damages they did to themselves by their own hands. So my brother, Master Prophet, being Pategete, they even accused you and I. They made a publication and said that when you came to Nigeria, I came to your place and you gave me one chicken that you in Egona Lucy. That you went to a shrine. That you went to a shrine and dedicated the chicken and came and killed the chicken and gave it to me. Why? Because when we were enjoying the chicken at your place, we made a video and published. It became a cannon fodder for them for propaganda. They said I ate a chicken. I got an arrow. Can you imagine? So this is how low. This is how low these people sank. And well-meaning people that mean well for us in the political family outside, because I used to tell Onyendu that IPOB is bigger than IPOB. It's bigger than DOS. It's bigger than coordinator this and that. IPOB is entire Igbo. People might be in government and they are talking about them being in government or whatever in their hearts, the IPOB. So when they call me, they say, Aloy, what is going on? Who are these people? Where are they? I said, I don't know. It's like they're in Europe. They said, why can't they come and visit their Oga now? What is wrong with them? Yeah. So, it was terrible. So they just wanted to get everybody out of the way so they would deal with Onyendu's matter the best way they can. They are the same people that were spreading rumor that Onyendu was injected in the brain in Kenya, that he doesn't have his faculties right. I'm sure these two members of the legal team with me here tonight have had it, and it's from the same set of people.
And cancer never challenged
it. They made up the story, so they discuss it amongst themselves. So when they say we are disobeying Onyendu, they have their reason based on lie. And when they say Kanunta is misleading him, Aloy is misleading him, Legatin is misleading him, Emeka is misleading him, don't you know what they are trying to say? They are saying that Onyendu is vegetative, that he cannot think or speak for himself. So that time they muscled him. When he came to court, he never used to speak. They were using it in their small group discussions. Someone was saying in the audio, he don't know the intelligence we have. Look at him talking about intelligence. If I tell him the intelligence at my disposal, the man will run away. I have my own intelligence. We have our own intelligence. They kept him mute in the court so that some rumor will be circulating amongst their little conclave, their little ignorant conclave that something is wrong with Onyendu upstairs. But when this legal thing came, I am proud to say it will open the door. Onyendu began to speak freely in court, and people now wanaka. They started losing people. People started questioning them. The intelligence I have, some of their men went to them and said, you will not tell us, see, this man, the injector, That's why when he came to court, they can't speak. Hey, they said, "Now, like this onion man, that is not that onion is a liar. It is the legal team that, that our legal team that accomplished it. To kill that woman, he killed, and they lost like 30 to 40% of their supporters and people that they deceived.
Of their bingos.
Know how to track social media. I track it. When Onion began to speak in court, they began to argue among themselves. The loyalists started departing. Because I'll bring that message. They go to a meeting and say, this message is from somebody who is mental. That he doesn't have a
Yeah?
Go ahead.
yes.
We're listening.
Yeah, they used to say that that he didn't have his senses right. That is the reason they were doing what they were doing. And they knew it was a lie.
And
So
again, Uchechi did not rebuke them.
Kanunta misled him, Prince misled him. What they are saying in fact is that he cannot think for himself. So when he started speaking in court, their own people started asking them. So a man that talks like this, that is the same man you said they were misleading, they began to ask them questions. And this was part of the reason that led to their downfall, how fast he became. So they began to have division in their ranks because people now saw that they were lying. They were seeing a lot of things. So they began to, struggle inside to hold that lie together like somebody is very steady. That no matter how long people push out lie, they are one day, very soon, the lie will collapse. So the whole lies started collapsing. Look at the way Onyendu's wife was talking to that lady, that woman. They call her Nneka. I mean, I watched it. I was shocked. So you could see the discomfiture, the uncomfortability, the way those things were not normal at all to me. Those things are abnormal. I don't understand it. So whatever they contrived did not succeed, and that is why they are running scared and talking the way they are talking and acting the way they are acting in a disorganized manner. So, my brother, that's all I can tell you. And this African Commission thing, victory that I won single-handedly, at that time I had not even met Mandela and Meka. That was in 2017 that I filed that in December, sequel to the Python dance and Onyendu's go after the Python dance and everything. So I filed this petition at the African Commission, which is like African Union. And in March 2018, they issued a decision. And they addressed that decision to the elect President Buhari, urging him and directing him to stop the prosecution of Onyendu, that it is persecution. And not only him, also IPOB. I filed it on behalf of IPOB and Onyendu. The documents are there. As well as I can say to you, you can post on your list. So we won it to stop the prosecution, to stop arrest, and to reverse the proscription of IPOB and tagging it a terrorist group. All these decisions are there. And the African Commission on Human and People Rights, under Section 12 of Nigerian Constitution, is above every court here. Is a decision that we have to implement. Okay? So now, after this decision was won, they asked for it. They asked for it, and I sent it to him with a memo. Do you know that they've been giving this decision to their people who are seeking for political asylum and refugee status in Europe, and they are succeeding? So I'm asking myself, what kind of men will be using the decision that I won? By the time I won in Enugu State, before Enugu State High Court, which also declared that the manner of prescribing IPOB was unconstitutional, they had pushed me aside. But I published the decision, on my social media network. According to my intelligence, they printed it and they are giving it to their people. And once the asylum authorities in Europe, and someone told me that they charge money for that.
Yeah.
Once asylum authorities in Europe see the decision from African Union and letter from Enugu State High Court, they give them automatic asylum. They use these things, they sit on it, and then they go to all kinds of places and attack me with lies and blackmail, and they were still able to sleep. So I ask myself, are these people human beings or just devils? Don't they have conscience? Don't they have basic decency? They are using this man's decisions or victories he won, and they're even using the one that was won in Kenya. If you look at the Kenyan decision, 30 to 40% of that decision, the court was calling Prince Emmanuel Kanu. Mandela will bear me. I'm the one that drafted the affidavit. Prince is not a lawyer. He couldn't have drafted it. But Lumumba, I'm the one that wrote letter to Lumumba retaining his services on instructions of Onyendu. So Lumumba told me to do an affidavit for him. So I said, counsel, as a lawyer, we try to avoid this. Because if I do an affidavit, if the court in Kenya requires someone to come and testify, I have to travel to Kenya, and this may lead to Onyendu's case suffering. Because Onyendu's case was bumper to bumper. Every day, me and Mandela visited DSS every day. Sometimes Nneka will go if we are not available to submit letter of visitation. And we are going to DSS 3 times every week, all of us, ask for legal team. I said the brother might even be more credible. Because a lawyer, you know how lawyers are regarded. They think we're too smart, so they may think he's a makeup. So we agreed, me and Lumumba, that Fine Boy will be the deponent, the person to sign the affidavit. So I drafted it for him. And they post to it at the Federal High Court, and I sent it to Lumumba. It was that affidavit that won the case in Kenya. The case, the judgment is somewhere in the media. If you ask AI, they point you to where it is. I think Kenyan High Court even published it. If bring out the judgment, I think my assessment of 40% is even low. Maybe 60% of what that court was doing, they were paraphrasing and rephrasing what I wrote in that affidavit that Fine Boy Prince Emmanuel Kanu signed.
Not like hearsay affidavit of Ejiofor. Not like
thank you. Unlike that. So the affidavit was kakaraka, because Fine Boy was testifying the way I wrote it from personal knowledge, that I visited my brother on such and such date at such and such time at DSS, and this is what he told me that happened to him in Kenya. But direct, the court believed it and bought it and rendered judgment based on that. But guess what is meant? When this matter was being fought, they went to the media and started attacking Lumumba and Kanunta. Kanunta was Lumumba's paymaster. So any email, me and Kanunta and Lumumba, we created the email loop. So Kanunta was like Lumumba's paymaster dogger. Then I'm Lumumba's partner. If Lumumba's legal associate, if he needed anything legal, whatever, I give it to him. I write it and give it to him. He was reporting to Kanunta. These people were attacking Kanunta, attacking me, attacking Lumumba over the Kenyan case. But after it was won, they started using it anyhow for political asylum. And they will tell you that DOS went underground.
And they know they come out from that underground.
Okay, Barrister.
Yeah.
Allow other lawyers to wait in 1 or 2 minutes on my question, please, if it's possible.
The point at the very end is that when people are ignorant and when people lack capacity, they get angry with themselves. After getting angry with themselves, they get angry with the next person that lacks capacity. From June 2021 to when Onyendu's case finished, The DOS did absolutely nothing. Zero. They couldn't, so they were feeling impotent. During the time of Boris Johnson as Prime Minister, I was working closely with the Bindmans in the UK, the Oyendus lawyers in the UK. I helped to prepare the memo because they didn't have information. They didn't come to Nigeria now, so they were relying on me. Every document that the Bindmans were using, I was sending to them, and my name was being mentioned in court in the UK. So they asked, I said, Aloy, give us information that we are going to push to Boris Johnson when he goes on sideline with Buhari for him to mention Onyendo. They drafted movie. I now said to them, they added their own. They said to me, we now agreed, and we made it a bullet point. It was half page. The Bindmans are very big lawyers in UK. They now gave it to Boris Johnson through his people, his PAs and everything. So when they came to the sideline, they even had to train Boris Johnson on how to pronounce as a Namkano. In that document, I have it in the file. You know how you go to the dictionary will write something and they will show you the symbol of how to pronounce it. So to pronounce Mazi Namdekan, they wrote it M-A-A, Mazi. They didn't write M-A, they wrote Mazi. They said that's the way the Prime Minister will be able to pronounce it. Then Namdekan, they wrote M-N-A-D-I. So your Boris Johnson said, Mazi Mudaade. Kanu. What are you doing with him? I hear you're not allowing lawyers to see him. He's sick, this and that. You're not. Buhari started denying. Do you know that Chida Samoru went to Radio Biafra and said that it was DOS went on the ground and did one thing. That is why Boris Johnson mentioned Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's name. I told Mandela this thing has gotten very bad. Oh. These people are impotent people. Hey! I made you a man jacket and put on the ground.
Yes,
What do you mean that you went on the ground? And that was why Boris Johnson mentioned the matter of Nnamdi Kanu with Buhari.
Vice Council, because he won Vice Council, he won almost something machoka. I want you guys to look into it. Three of you, please. I want you guys to listen to classify. It's very important because now
Good that everybody now is hearing from the horse's mouth.
yeah.
Now, Maz, now I want you to clarify this appeal court and a federal high court where we are. What transpired in appeal court to federal high court, please.
Is it a caller asking?
The issue of appeal court is
This
very, very disappointing.
this is a previous program from Mazi Takano. So Ume was asking because I want you to listen to the video, so that he can respond, and also Barrister Nnameka will respond, and Barrister Mandela, please.
Disappointing for obvious reasons.
Mm.
The people that are supposed to give Onyendo the best defense, protection, ended up messing up his case. In court, I can say that they betrayed Onyendo. But I have to summarize this in two ways, two sentences. Why the stay? Because I heard many people talking about Onyendo will not stand trial, Onyendo will not stand trial, yes. But this is something that ought to have happened earlier. And why they are saying these things? Because they never understood what happened. And they never read the ruling of the appeal court, which I posted in my wall. And you know, sometimes they are reluctant. They want people to explain everything to them before they can understand. What I have to say is this. One, that Barrister, I will say that Barrister Ifeanyi Ejiofor was a witness to the same case he was defending. This is the reasons for the state of execution.
Okay.
that he was a witness to the same case he is defending. And the appeal court found that Barrister Ifeanyi Ejiofor affidavit is contradictory, laden with hearsay, and did not pass the legitimacy and credibility of law. Quote, that was why they stayed the execution. So, this is for those who do not know what happened, and for those who don't want to read and who don't want to understand, because people are telling them what to believe, people are telling them what to do, and they swallowed it. Who can think it? That is why we are where we are today, because they refuse to understand what happened, because they could not read the judgment. But I'm glad we need to have sacked them. And that is the end of discussion.
Wow.
So
And
so the Vice Council, you know, you heard what Mass Council said. Please, we need more deeper analysis on this topic, please. Where people did not understand what happened in appeal court in regard of state execution. What happened? Why did the court granted federal government the state execution? Please, Vice Council, please take the microphone.
Okay, well, Taranta pretty much explained this matter from the layman's point of view, but it was he did it with clarity. I recall that in the previous program that Mandela and Nemeka appeared as guests, Mandela also tackled the matter from a different angle, even though it wasn't given enough time. I think it was towards the end. Anyway, this is how it played out. You know, the Court of Appeal discharge was won on October 13, 2022. So, on October 14, 2022, if I'm correct, it might have been the night, the same day of the Court of Appeal winning the case. Giving the judgment. Either on 13th in the evening or the following day, I went to Arise interview. They called me, they invited me. When they called me and invited me, I said, well, have you spoken to my other colleagues? They said, well, nobody is willing to come. They didn't mean Mandela and Nemeka. They meant the people that claimed that they won the case. So they said, we have confidence in you. This extraordinary rendition thing, we have seen that you are the one that has the best understanding of it. So they persuaded me. So I went to Arise. I think I went to with Mandela. We drove my Hummer. We went there, parked, and I went off stage. So they interviewed me and they tackled me. I think it was the following day, yes. Because the Federal Executive Council held a meeting and they said that they were not going to release Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. So the topic of the discussion was whether they were duty bound to release Nnamdi Kanu. I told them yes. Okay, that was when the first this discharge and acquitted happened. They said he wasn't acquitted. I said, okay, even then, have they read the judgment? They said yes. I said, did you see where the court struck out all the charges and discharged him? They said yes. I said, well, I told Arise that here that I'm sitting right now, let us say it is the court or the jail, that once a court strikes out charges and discharges somebody, he goes home from there. Maybe if he goes back to jail, maybe they brought him to court. If they take him back to jail, it's just to process him, so he will take his clothes and go home. They said, really? I said, yes. And they had their laptop, so they kept typing and asking Gogo. So they agreed with me on this. Then they said, where's the way out? I said, when the federal government is saying pre-rendition charges and post-rendition, before I talk of pre-rendition charges which have been obliterated, you have to release the man first. Then if there is any post-rendition offense of which there was none at the time, at that time there was no offense anymore, you allow him to go home. If you want, you can charge him again, including me. It plays out every day. I say every layman knows this. But you see, those other lawyers that are claiming victim, they were not pushing this point of view. There was no strong effort to have Mazen Nnamdi released. So the thing gave the federal government a wiggle room, an open window to begin to explore legal abracadabra. So they now went to the Court of Appeal and filed an application, a civil application to stay execution of a criminal judgment. The Court of Appeal, in a record time that I have seen since I returned from America, sat over that motion on the 26th of October. That is a record time, 13 days. Myself, Barrister Ejiofor and Mandela, they are witnesses to the cases we have in court for the past 5 or 4 years. And you saw how long Onyendu's case took. But it took 13 days to grant the federal government the stay. And the reason they gave, we can give you the document, Kanunta has the document as well. They said, you know, the deponent, the person that signed the affidavit, wherever you are today, Ifeanyi Ejiofor, you're listening, you signed the affidavit. Ifeanyi Ejiofor, Barrister Ifeanyi Ejiofor, signed the affidavit opposing the federal government's request for stay. Like someone said before, I think Mandela, he also was part of the lawyer in the case. But putting that aside, in the affidavit, he was saying, Ozokome told me, Barrister Mike Ozokome told me that on such and such date, this is what happened to Nnamdi Kanu. Ozokome told me. The Court of Appeal is aware that he had been on this case since 2015. Ozokome came into the case just few months ago. Don't they read the newspaper? Don't they read other things? Didn't they read the file and saw that you visit Mazen Nnamdi Kanu occasionally, once a week, sometimes twice a week? So why couldn't you say that on such and such date I visited Mazen Nnamdi Kanu at DSS and this is what he told me? Why was he saying that Ozokome told me? Listen, every lawyer knows what is called hearsay. So if you want to give an affidavit and make it hearsay deliberately, you can do it. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Very well.
So by saying Ozokome told me, he created an opportunity. He created a very attractive, undeniable, big opportunity for the Court of Appeal to say that his affidavit is hearsay. And hearsay evidence is not admissible. And that's exactly what the Court of Appeal said. The Court of Appeal said the government submitted a strong affidavit, but the affidavit on behalf of Mazen Nnamdi Kanu is hearsay. That how can Barrister Ifeanyi Ejiofor be saying that Ozokome told me? And on another paragraph, he said again something, and he didn't say who told him. So the Court of Appeal said this is nonsense. This is hearsay. So when a lawyer gives a hearsay evidence, a hearsay affidavit, he leaves a lot to the imagination. What is the action? Is it a negligence? Or was it deliberate? Or was it recklessness? Because it's ways. You're not a lawyer, but any lawyer you ask, he will tell you that one of the first things a lawyer will learn when it comes to giving evidence or testimony, we advise our clients. Don't come here and testify to hearsay. Don't come to court and tell the court, I heard from John that on a Ekemake day, killed a man. But then on a Ekemake day, John was not there. The person that was there was Andrew. So why can't you tell the court that you had it from Andrew? Why is he saying John? What is your intention? So why was he saying that Ozokome told him? that Mazen Namdekan was rendition from Kenya, or Mazen Namdekan did not face extradition proceeding. But as of that date, he had visited Mazen Namdekan at least 100 times. Maybe the Osokome you are talking about has visited only once because he just came into the case. And he wasn't visiting very often. He would go there like once a month or twice a month. But Ifeanyi Ejiofor was going there 2 times a week, once a week, sometimes 3 times a week. So why was he saying it was Osokome that told him what he knows? Because of still already knew that you were his lawyer from 2015. And Osokome became his lawyer just a few months ago. So why are you saying in the affidavit that Osokome told you something that happened in 2021 when Onyendu was rendition in June, when Osokome came into the case sometime in middle or late of 2022? Do you understand? That is how this thing happened. And that's exactly what the Court of Appeal wrote. They said it's hearsay and therefore they don't accept it. And because they didn't accept it, they accepted the government's evidence and affidavit and said that the thing was not controverted. So the affidavit was not controverted. Therefore, there was nothing standing against what the government said, and they granted the stay. That is what happened.
Hey! Alefuone.
Hey! Biafrans.
Hey!
Biafrans, I hope you are listening. I hope we are listening. Nanania. We can't say it. And I said, no. Oh, Kenile 1 year. Kenile 1 year. Chineke ya ni n'ọkụ. Chineke ya ni n'ọkụ. Barrister Nnameka, please, we can add in this the West Council Biko.
Thank you very much. I think we don't know what Professor Joe say away hello, Mrs. Nande.
Yeah.
Okugedimma.
So I've got a statement message from her that I didn't take whatever she says to heart because I feel that that the woman has spoken a lot. Somebody whose husband has been in detention for all this. On my own part, I have chosen not to take it serious because I feel a human being or for a long time. So many things will be going around in her head. So on that note, what the hell would I to know before? Okay, so that's that. Then on the case of the stay of the judgment of Mazen Namdekan that ought to have released him, the judgment that discharged him. Not acquittal like in the man again. I say, I talk to him and the best now. I say, I come man to you, I say, I come man you. The Court of Appeal did not acquit Mazen Namdekan. You can only acquit somebody when there has been evidence before the court. Or when we get evidence in a court, then you can acquit. But in this case, there was no single evidence before the court upon which the court could have acquitted him. So what the court did was discharge him by striking out the charges on the basis that he was extraordinarily renditioned. And the issue of extraordinary rendition was originated or propounded by Aloy Ejimakor.
He gets everything.
He was the first person extraordinary rendition from.
People are doing.
And when we heard it, I went in and I thank God at the end of the day, it worked. And we're happy that it worked.
All from Barrister Nnameka on Ilo. Barrister, In an also. Okay, but the noise. I didn't want the noise. Yeah. I didn't want the noise, you know. I don't. Yeah. I don't care if you No. All the so noisy. Oh, okay. Check. Mandela, can you take a microphone? Let's hear from Mandela. Prince Mandela.
Okay.
Yeah. Let's hear from your side first.
Okay. On my own side of
Okay. But something like Mandela is so clear. Mandela is so clear. Mandela is all the so clear. Go on we when you there on any device. The on there.
Okay.
If they use my earpiece.
I'm not using earpiece.
Okay. Yes.
Better now.
No. Do not better self.
Better.
No.
Let me go out and come back.
Okay, go out and come in. Yeah. Okay. Prince Mandela, please. Okay. Hello, Prince Mandela. Are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay, yeah. Please, we can add the new Barrister Aloy Ejimakor now. So
yes. But before I add something there,
yeah,
I want you to permit me to, on the question, Master Prophet Ejiofor.
Okay. Yeah. Go ahead.
There's nothing I can say personal on my own side I did to that woman. In fact, let me put it clear here for the whole world to know. When after the Python dance, when Mazi after the Python dance, Mazi went into hiding for to secure his life. Are you getting it? When Uchechi came back from London, I was in fact, accompanying her on the road. We drove from Abuja. We left Abuja around that kind 6:30 to 7 a.m. We drove her to Umuahia. We got to Umuahia something around 4. I accompanied her. Only me, you understand, drove her to Umuahia for her to, go to where Mazu was hiding at that time to see her. So you can imagine if there is any problem I have with her. It's just because, like Barrister Aloy said, transfer of aggression. Because she's so close to Ifeanyi Ejiofor. So every other person, if it's not Ifeanyi Ejiofor, every other person is nonsense. He cannot listen to. He cannot. Okay. Now, do you people? I'm saying this thing now for the first time. People didn't know this thing. Maybe if Aloy, enters now, it will bear me a witness. Sometime when we are still visiting Mazi Nandekar at the DSS headquarters in Abuja, one fateful day, Uchechi came down from London to see Mazi Nandekar. In that period, whenever he's around, none of us used to know. It's only Ifeanyi Ejiofor and the lady, that work with Ifeanyi Ejiofor. They call Barrister Chinwe Umeche. It is two of these people, Ifeanyi Ejiofor and Umeche, handles Uchechi, because whenever it comes, it's them that knows, and it's them that he calls human being. It's them that is dealing with. They took her, they carry her, come to DSS. That day, me and Aloy Ejimakor came also for visitation to Mazi. And that day, I was not to enter inside to see Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. It was Aloy that is entering inside to see Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. So I will stay at the guests. There's a waiting room. That same day, Aloy have entered inside to see Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Ifeanyi Ejiofor and Chinwe Umeche drove Uchechi down to DSS. They came. When they came, all of them entered inside where I was sitting. That's a waiting room. Nemeka knows what I'm saying. Where if we come, we'll sit down there to wait for the time the DSS will clear you people. Then we now go inside to see Mazi. When they came in, I was sitting down there. In fact, I didn't even look, to even recognize whether it's Uchechi, that because she covered herself, you understand, it was, it was using veil like that. I didn't even look at her face. I didn't even know that she was even the one. And because over 4 or 5 years, we've not met. So when they sat that day, I was sitting there quietly, the next thing, to tell you the criminal intent of Chinwe Umeche that is working with Ifeanyi Ejiofor, they have already planned. They want to incriminate me. They want to put me and Aloy into problem so that DSS will arrest us and possibly detain us and prosecute us. Knowing fully well that all of us are working for one goal, working for Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, doing something, and they know that all of us has a lot of informations in our phones that we are, working for one. I say, they know that a lot of informations we are, confidential information. Do you know what these people did? Ifeanyi Ejiofor and Umeche, her staff or her friends, that they came together. The next thing I heard, Ifeanyi Ejiofor first came and attacked me. He said, Prince, you just want to prove, he said, Prince, he said, Her Excellency is here. You didn't greet her. You pretended as if you don't know her. You pretended as if you don't know her. He just did that thing for Uchechi to, when he enter inside, and he will tell Mazi that he see Prince Mandela saw her and they know her, and they even put it salt and pepper to feel that I insulted her. So I knew the angle Ifeanyi was going. Immediately he said that was Prince, you claim that you didn't see Her Excellency, you didn't. I now confronted Ifeanyi. I said, you are insane, you are mad. This thing happened inside DSS. So I say, you are mad. How can even if I notice I see is a Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, so I should come and be hugging her. I should come and expose her for DSS to begin to begin to hear. I stayed on my own. I didn't even notice even that I was busy, looking something
She
inside my.
was Wandela, let me help you. She was wearing COVID mask and dark
Yes,
glasses.
during COVID,
So
yes.
nobody could have
Nobody could have
recognized her.
even recognize her. You understand? So when Ifa did not succeed to blackmail me before her, to now, when I now, hit him back, confronted him, he now ran away from the inside that place, outside. The next drama that happened was her girl, Chinwe Umeche. Wherever she is right now, both Ifeanyi Ejiofor, if they are hearing me, let them come and dispute it. I was sitting there after they didn't succeed on that one. By then, Ifeanyi Ejiofor and the Uchechi have gone inside to inside. I was sitting. The next thing I heard was one DSS lady came and said, Barrister Mandela, bring out your phone. Bring your phone. That I was snapping picture with her SNS. I snapping picture with Nnamdi Kalu's wife. I was snapping picture with her. I was shocked. I said, which picture, me? And the people and the issue is that when you come inside that DSS place, you don't snap picture inside DSS. You don't. To them it's a crime. Once you snap picture, they will seize their phone or something like that. So these people use that my phone, these DSS people, to have access to my phone, so they know that they will see a lot of things that will incriminate me and Aloy Ejimakor. By then, Aloy was already inside. So when the woman said I should bring my phone, that I was snapping picture with Uchechi, I said, how, me? That was sitting here. There was one man that was saying, I don't even know that man. The man don't even know me. The man said, no, this young man, this man was not snapping with the picture. They said, no, I must bring my phone that I was living. I said, somebody that Ifeanyi Ejiofor has even accused me that I didn't even come and greet. How is it now that I am snapping picture with the same person? DSS, they fucked me, they collected my phone. Luckily that day was that I have two phones. The major phone, that's a lot of confidential issues that would have, in fact, if that phone was the one they collected that day,
I'll be in jail today, even you, and you have destroyed Onyendu State.
Aloy Ejimakor will be in jail. Mazi Nnamdi Kalu, they will file more charges against him because a lot of information that will expose a lot of things at that phone. So, luckily, it was not that phone. They collected my phone. They took my phone inside their intelligence room. Reference, what I'm saying now, for more than 40 minutes, the DSS was with my phone inside the intelligence room.
Analyzing it. And copying
it. They did not analyze my phone. After much more, the same woman came out with my phone and gave my phone. I said they didn't see any picture that on that land. I provoke. Trust me, Aloy Ejimakor knows me. I'm this kind of, I am fearless. And they never born that person. I stopped the DSS woman. I said, you took my phone for more than 40 minutes. Now you came out, he said nothing was found with my phone that's there. You must tell me who said I was snapping picture with Mazi Nnamdi Kalu. If not, here, in fact, fire will catch you everywhere. You must tell me. And you can't just take my phone and because of a lie, say I was snapping, you must say. So when the woman and the officers came, we see how I was when we met, Ifeanyi Ejiofor's friend that they came here, that they attacked me before Chinwe just came, stood up from the where he was. When you see the heat, let me be on records. I was the one that told them that what I told them that he attempted to snap picture with Mazen Nadekaro wife.
Hey!
My hand explodes. I rush out like this. The DSS people hold me like this. Yeah. I say, you are a demon. You told them that I was attempted to snap picture with somebody you knew. Even the man that was sitting beside me, they said that this man didn't. Even this your friend Ejiofor tackled me that I didn't even come and greet here. So when that one didn't succeed, they two of you plan again, let them get. And why this thing was happening? Why they were going through with my phone inside their intelligence room? Aloy Ejimakor was held inside. They never allowed him.
I wouldn't have come out that day. I wouldn't have come out.
That day. Because if they had found something, they would have detained him and detained all of us. So I really didn't know what was happening. Why the delay? Why they were, they kept him somewhere.
I was being delayed. Nobody was attending to me. They were taking me from room to room. I was wondering what is happening, and they were making phone calls.
Happening? Yes. Not until when the return for us found out nothing was there. That was thereafter they allowed Aloy to say mass. When Aloy came out, I was telling him this thing. He said, "Oh, is that why these people were delaying him? Because if they had found anything, we wouldn't have left DSS that day." I was boiling. I nearly killed Chimumechi for hand just because we were in DSS premises inside DSS. There's nothing I didn't cause her that day and Ifeanyi Ejiofor. This is somebody, you people, somebody just they want Mazi case to be complicated and want us to be jailed. The same Ifeanyi Ejiofor today is saying all manners of nonsense. Again, let me put this one again for Biafrans, the world to know. When Ifeanyi Ejiofor, when Mazi, after the Python dance, Ifeanyi Ejiofor knew that Mazi, like I said earlier, that I was the one personally accompanying Uchechi from Abuja to Umuahia, with Abuja, around 6:30 a.m. in the morning, drove from the land to Umuahia, where Mazi was somewhere in Umuahia. After Python dance, he was hiding.
Accompany or drive?
I drive, yes, to Umuahia. Now, Ifeanyi Ejiofor, knowing fully well that Mazi, all of us, we lawyers, we know after Python dance that yes, Mazi was saved and is hiding for safe, to be alive. Ifeanyi Ejiofor filed an application, mandamus. In that application, he was asking the court that the court should
Mandela, continue. Let me take a 2-3 minutes break. I'm coming back.
Okay.
Yes. Ifeanyi Ejiofor was asking the court to give Nigeria army to produce Mazi dead or alive. This happened after Python dance. That period, Mazi was hiding in Umuahia. He knew all these things. Now, when we will prepare that, we prepared that applications with, then I was still with him. And now we were inside the vehicle going to, Federal High Court, to file that application. Before God and man who made me and you, God in heaven bear me witness. I told Ifeanyi Ejiofor, say, this application is not in our favor. How can we now asking the court to grant or give Nigerian army order to go and search and produce mass dead or alive when we know everything. Now, it means that if court grants such application, it means that now courts have empowered our Nigerian army, knowing fully well, just python that no court order, no court gave them order to see what they did. Now, when courts now has given them order to go and look for mass and producing dead or alive, it means that Nigeria will be going from house to house in Omaya, even beyond. So in the name that they are looking for mass, the court have given them order. Then you know what this Nigerian will do. Many will be killed in the guise that courts have given them order to search and look for mass and producing dead or alive. I say this application is dangerous. It's not in our favor. You know how to stop. I just kept quiet. We went and filed that application. What saved us in that application? Because when Aloy came in and saw that application together with the SAN, in fact, they cry in Ghana language. They shouted, say, how could you find this kind of application? Asking court to grant Nigerian army to produce Mazen and the car dead or alive. When we know, as at this time we are talking about, Maz is still in Nigeria. In fact, he's still in Omaya somewhere. So, what is the intention? What saved us was Binta personally told me this: if I'm lying, let God punish me. In the occasion I met Justice Binta. Binta said when he was narrating, pointing out the good things he have done to us, he said that we know the application we brought to her, asking Nigeria Army to, produce mass data, that if he had granted that application to Nigeria Army, that we know what could have happened. Mass would have been by now killed because so many casualties will happen. That's in her own wisdom. She denied that application, citing that the affidavit deposed by us. That is a public document. Whenever we fight for it, we say, better deny that application in the premises that the affidavit deposed in all the paragraphs of that affidavit did not in any way link Nigerian army, in disappearance of Mazen Nandekar. Because in that application, we are saying that Ifeanyi Ejiofor is saying that Nigerian army was the last people that had in contact with Mazen Nandekar. Therefore, they have the knowledge of where his whereabouts. They should produce him, dead or alive. So Binta, in her own wisdom, said in our affidavit deposed in support of the application, there is no in any paragraph that link Nigerian army to the disappearance of Mazen Nandekar. Therefore, this application is hereby denied. I was very happy. When Ifeanyi and Aloy Ejimakor saw that application, they were thanking God. They say, if this application had granted, we would have finished. This is what Ifeanyi Ejiofor. If I'm lying, let him come out. This application is there. It's public documents. It's not something that anybody can come and they're talking rubbish. We don't talk. See, all this while, let me say this thing. All this while, we kept all these things silent, close our mouths. But what prompted us now to exposing all these things is these people now, upon all these their atrocities, they are the one that going to media and labeling us evil, tarnishing our image. Then the one that breaks the camel's back is the one that they recruited both even together with Uchechi, the wife of to come and start to attack Mazen Nandika, the spring leader. A man that has suffered so much, a man that is, in fact, have paid a lot of price, the man that has no blame, a man that has been on the struggle, emancipation of his people. If he had, turned around to take all the promises, all the things that they were, all these things wouldn't have happened. But he stood his ground till tomorrow, fighting for the emancipation of the oppressed, the masses. And even for them, the same people are now come out. That is the point we know that they have crossed the Rubicon. So we must come and they expose a lot of things. Let me ask you, say something in the case of Uchechi. Ndị Igbo sị, nwunye m na-aga atụrụ onye m lara adịghịla mma ọ bụ onye kpọrọ m ashị. Ya wuru ndị ahụ the best friend ya. Ya wuru ndị ahụ ndị ọ na-etake instruction. Ele ihe webu n'obi na Maazị Ikechi. Let me ask a rhetorical question. Oteno, your wife, that's now the best friend there, who you are enemies. On the all, that is the best friends, yeah, that he move about with, he rely with, he takes instruction from. We knew very well that these people have done something evil to you, that to the extent you sever your relationship with these people. But these are her best friends that here. So elehe will be no be winning now. Why am not told you no more? Elehe will be no be. Elehe wuche is a rhetorical question. Let the Biafrans answer. So
Alefuono.
Yeah. Alexander Emeka, I know. Yeah.
Is my network better?
Yeah. Perfect. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay, I think virtually they've said almost everything. And I only want to add again that it's unfortunate that we got Mazen Nandekano held down by a motion on notice filed for stay of execution. The Ministry of Justice filed that process, but unfortunately, the response that was filed by the then legal team, which I must confess, I was kind of partially part of, because sometimes they allow you come in, sometimes they don't allow you come in. So unfortunately, the affidavit or the counter affidavit, which was filed by Mazen Nandekano's legal team as at that time, fell short of the requirements of law. And because of that, the judgment of the court that originally discharged him was stayed. So it is not this current legal team that caused the stay of execution. It is that stay of execution that culminated into Mazen Nandekano remaining in detention up till today. And but I must also inform all Biafrans that I personally, I have filed an application for enforcement of fundamental human rights of Mazen Nandekano, because from October 13th, when his discharge was granted, till the order for stay of proceedings was granted, there was no law holding Mazen Nandekano in detention. There was no order of court. There was no law whatsoever by which he was held within those periods. So Mazen Nandekano directed that we challenge it. We have filed that process long ago. And by the grace of God, on the 8th of June, 2026, we are going to adopt our final written addresses on that. And if God blesses us, we get judgment on that, it will go a long way in determining a lot of things at the appeal court. So that, having said that, I go back to the stay of proceedings, or the stay of execution of the judgment of the court. Ordinarily, there is no law under the criminal procedure that provides for stay of execution. So the Court of Appeal staying execution of an order of the Court of Appeal discharging Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was a novel thing. It has never happened before. There is no law in the criminal procedure that was used to grant such an order. The order was granted based on civil procedure, which is strange. There was appeal filed against it at the Supreme Court. But unfortunately, at the Supreme Court, the legal team, of course, headed by Michael Zeko Meden, did not argue those appeals. They did not argue that particular challenge, that why would you use civil procedure rules to grant stay of execution in a criminal matter. That motion is still pending, or rather was dispensed with, because at a stage, the Court of Appeal, the Supreme Court asked if they were willing to go on with that particular application. They said no, they were not. So because of that, the Court of Appeal struck it out. Ordinarily, if my opinion was sought, I would have said we should attack that particular state of proceedings. Let us have ruling on it. Let there be ruling on it so that it doesn't affect somebody else tomorrow. But as it is now, it can be used against any other person, not only Nnamdi Kanu, it can be used against any other person in any other proceedings. So the Court of Appeal now has a ruling that they can stay execution of the right of somebody. And for goodness sake, there is no, in Nigeria, once there is no charge against you, once you have not been said to have committed a crime, nobody should keep you in detention. But between 13th of October till 23 or 26th of October, that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was detained on the basis of a stay of proceeding pending. Within that period, there was no single judgment existing anywhere. There was no single charge of any court existing anywhere. There was no reason by anybody to keep Mazi Nnamdi Kanu in detention. Okay, so that particular stay of proceeding was what messed up a lot of things. But people don't know. They're rather saying the legal team sent Mazi Nnamdi Kanu back to trial court. Okay, now Aloy Ejimakor brought a lot of innovation to the entire case of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. The issue of extraordinary rendition is novel to us, like we said before. There is a pending application now at the Federal High Court in the same case against other persons who were party to those suits, which we have not moved yet. And that pending application is whether secession is a crime. We have checked the Nigerian laws. We have checked Nigerian dictionaries. We have checked legal dictionaries. We have checked legal jurisprudence. There is nowhere in Nigerian law, there is nowhere in Nigerian legal system that they say secession is a crime. There is nowhere. Secession is not a crime, because alleging that somebody conspired to succeed, you must prove that secession is first of all a crime before you cannot say there is a conspiracy to secession. So it was Aloy Ejimakor that brought also that argument. We have developed it to the extent that we now filed it, but we are ready to use it. Okay, we are now ready to use it. So I think basically Aloy is an asset to the case of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. We've done our best in that matter. Whether Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was convicted at the trial court or not is not the fault of counsel at all. It's not the fault of counsel. Remember that at the end of the prosecution's case, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu disengaged all the lawyers, including myself, including Aloy, including the senior advocates, Kanu Agabi, including Chief Chris Uche, and all the senior advocates, Paul Erokoro, Judo, what's his name? Njoku, we call him Lord, what's that his name again? Uche Njoku, we call Uche Njoku. So all the senior advocates and all of us who are junior lawyers, we were all disengaged. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu told the court that he wants to represent himself. So from the point of defense, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu personally took up the case by himself and represented himself. But we acted and we worked for him from the moment from 2017 till November 20 till when he was till when we closed our case, or rather till when the prosecution closed their case sometimes last year in 2025. From that moment that the prosecution closed their case, Mazen Nnamdi Kanu took over his defense. Unfortunately, he has not opened any defense. He was arguing the various objections that he wanted to argue when the court foreclosed him and sentenced him. So we should bear that in mind. So for people saying it is the lawyers that took him back to trial, please get your facts correct. And I will ask Aloy Ejimakor to publish the ruling on stay of execution. He has a copy of that judgment. I would advise him now to publish it latest tomorrow or Monday morning. Publish it so that the whole world will see how we came about staying the execution of the freedom Mazen Nnamdi Kanu got. Thank you very much.
Yeah, okay, yeah, Barrister, please.
I want to say
question.
something.
Yeah.
I want to say something.
Yeah.
I want to ask something, please.
Yeah.
You know, I did not. This issue of stay of execution, both Barrister Emeka and Aloy have dealt with it very well. They have done very well. The question Biafra should be asking Ifeanyi Ejiofor, who is now spreading fake informations or deceiving the gullible ones. After between the periods, the court of appeal discharged Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, like Barrister Emeka rightly said. Mazen was not facing with any charge whatsoever. It means that there is not only charge before the court against Mazen Nnamdi Kanu. What did Ifeanyi Ejiofor and Ozokomi did to see Mazen to release? Because by that discharge, Mazen is supposed to be a free man and go to his house. They didn't take any step. They didn't do anything. They waited till 8 days when the federal government came and they served Mazen stay of execution. Another point, after Ifeanyi Ejiofor's affidavit on hearsay that granted that stay of execution, now using a civil process to now stay a criminal discharge, like Barrister Emeka said, that it has never happened anywhere in this country, in our legal jurisprudence, in all no decided case precedents that can now back it up. Now, if Michael Ozokome SAN and Ifeanyi Ejiofor who now see that this is a kangaroo or this is something that has never happened in our legal jurisprudence, that is abnormal, what step did they take? Did they challenge it? The answer is no. Like if Barrister Emeka rightly said, at the Supreme Court, when all this matter was, applications to it at the Supreme Court, what they did at the Supreme Court was they abandoned those areas. And even the court, I was in Supreme Court the day this thing, when the court were asking them, are they going to take move this their application on it? The mark was talking and they said no. They now on their own abandon those things, and the Supreme Court strike those things out. That is where we found ourselves. The blunders they committed. So people who commit the blunders are the same people coming out to now come and deceive the world, but we are the one that sent Brazil the prison to them. But that is, let the Biafrans, let the exposition, because there are many more things. We cannot finish this tonight. If we open a lot of things, people will go crazy. I'm telling you. Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you. Okay, because Barrister Nnameka Ejiofor. Oh, I have a question for you, sir. No?
Yes.
Son Ezekome is a son, and we know his pedigree in law. Are you telling me or did son Ezekome don't know the implication of that affidavit by Ifeanyi Ejiofor? Or did he not? Did he not also know that civil listing is not supposed to use on Onyendu's case? Or is it intentionally for him? He says, son, we know this man is very hot. So please let me hear. Explain to us.
Two good heads are better than one. Two good heads are better than one. San Ezekome is very intelligent lawyer, a very successful lawyer, but he does not know everything. He's not God. You know, the Bible says even from the mouth of the little baby, something intelligent, something wonderful is revealed. Okay? So the fact that somebody is a senior advocate does not mean that he knows everything. Sometimes you may get wisdom and understanding or knowledge through small lawyers like me and Mandela and Aloy. If only you're able to tolerate and able to listen, to other people's opinion. So I believe it might be an oversight. I do not think he did it on purpose. It might be an oversight. It may not have occurred to him that this is what has happened in the papers that were prepared and given to him. So I do not think he did it on purpose. I think it was an oversight on his part because he blocked other people from helping. Because if he had thrown that document open, I'm sure somehow somebody would have pointed it out. Because there is no how Ezekome, who just came into the matter, can inform you that Mazen Nankano was rendition, when you could have gotten that information directly from Mazen Nankano. If only you said Mazen Nankano informed me. It's a different thing than Sam, senior advocate of Nigeria, got information from Nankano and now informed me.
You know? Yeah. Okay. Because Barrister, I beg to disagree with you. Because when we are growing up, the first thing I could say, 1 + 1 is 2.
It's equals to 2.
1 + 1 is equals to 2.
It's an elementary.
I read something. Okay, a son, somebody like a Ezekome, and remember that very day, Ezekome was not in court. He went to America.
Yes.
He traveled to America. Ifeanyi Ejiofor moved to Southeast. They leave the junior lawyer. Now, are you telling me, Barrister, that this common issue that a whole son will not know about this? A whole son will not know about it. When
not that he wouldn't know, but I'm saying that it is possible.
Yeah,
we're not God, and I haven't asked him question to know.
Yeah.
If I had asked him, I can tell you this is what I found out from him. But I'm thinking generally that it is possible that he didn't quite take note of it. He could have skipped his attention.
Okay.
But because I know ordinarily, if he was critically looking into the documents, he ought to have seen that this is not true, that this information is not true, or that this information is hearsay. It offends the Evidence Act. But it is possible he didn't critically look at the document. Maybe an oversight. Maybe he trusted the juniors who worked with him. Certainly not. We didn't work with him on that direction.
Okay. Can I say something?
Okay.
Yes.
He just zoomed off to court.
Yes.
He just zoomed off to court. So that, and Mandela told you he's working with his sons and with his children.
Yes, like Barrister Nnameka rightly said that 2 heads are better than 1. And he also said that because we were thrown aside, we are not, carried along. So probably he might have, escaped from here. But that is not the justification or correct position, because even if we are not there, they throw us out. But Osokome SAN have legions of lawyers in his office, both even senior advocates, because the one is sent to court that day to go and receive the judgment. You understand? Also work with him. He has other SAN in his office. He has junior ones in his office. The same thing, Ifeanyi Ejiofor, he has lawyers, them that are prepared that affidavit. He has lawyers in his office too. Barrister Chinwumeche, you understand? And other lawyers that are working with Ifeanyi Ejiofor. So it's not the issue of they didn't know, because it's not only Ifeanyi that prepared that thing and whatever. He have so many lawyers in his office. The same thing. Mike also have many lawyers in his office. So they all, prepared that application. He went through them. You cannot tell me that this is an elementary aspect of law, that even a law student at the university, not even a law school, at the university, is a basic elementary law, courses in the university, that you don't depose hearsay evidence. Hearsay evidence is inadmissible. We did it in criminal law. Criminal law is a course at the university level, not even at the law school. So students at the university know this thing very well. So you can't tell me that a whole lawyers at that pedigree, with all the genius working with them, all these things are oversights. They didn't do nothing. Honestly, Biafrans should know, the war should.
Okay,
should,
yeah. Okay, Mr. Mandela, I think we will be
Ihe
winding
ọjọọ, kpọọ ihe ọjọọ, ihe ọjọọ, kpọọ ihe ọjọọ, ihe ọjọọ. Ihe ọma.
Barrister Nnameka, Barrister. Barrister Nnameka, please, do you believe now maybe they have now realized their mistake on that state execution?
Oh, of course. Immediately the judgment was ready, they realized it.
Okay, hold on. Hold on. Then, if they have realized it, that is the mistake from them, why did Ifeanyi Ejiofor continue to blackmail the rest lawyers that they send Masnakari to prison? Why?
Well, it's unfortunate. See, there is some. I didn't really want to go directly against anybody, but it's unfortunate when lawyers, come to the public to make a disparaging statement against fellow lawyers over a case that was either won or lost. Okay. Because when you do that, you expose yourself. You expose yourself to so many things. If for instance you have been debriefed of a matter, as far as I'm concerned, if you have debriefed me of a matter, I wash my hand completely off, and I will not make any statement on that matter to anybody. Look at Chief Michael Zekome. He was debriefed. So from that day to today, he has never made any public statement on the matter. Look at Chief Kanu Agabi. Chief Kanu Agabi was debriefed twice.
Yes.
And each time you debrief him, he tell you, okay, no problem. He will pack his things and go, and he will never make statement of that matter. Look at Prof. Dr. Onyechi Bazu, Senior Advocate of Nigeria, one of the best brilliant senior advocates we have in the whole of the Southeast, if not in the whole of Nigeria. You debrief him, he goes away. But my friend and my brother, well, I don't know, maybe because he's too close to.
Yeah, Barrister.
Maybe because.
Barrister, I'm not sure. Maybe one day, just take good time. Keep on TikTok. For the level of blackmail on you guys and also on Kanu's family.
Adam Afia.
Just get even Ochicha Melive Boloke. Ochicha Melive Boloke on the one side. Other people are mala. Just take your time and enter TikTok. Careful the level of blackmail on these innocent people. Careful.
I read one that was posted by one of your DOS members, where they quoted my brother and my friend Ifeanyi Ejiofor that we are the fake lawyer, that we are lawyers who didn't go for tutelage and all those things. We are lawyers who don't know anything. I just laughed because to me, it's childish. It's like you are begging. Oh, I'm begging to be recalled back into a matter that I've been debriefed. It doesn't make sense to me. It doesn't make sense to me.
Okay.
If somebody has debriefed you, just go away. But if you keep crying and crying, then somebody somewhere would ask, what is really your interest in this whole thing? Okay. But like I said before, we are lawyers, and I want as much as possible to be very professional in anything I do with respect to my work. When anything that concerns my work, I try to be very professional. And that is why, following the rules of professional conduct, I cannot disparage a colleague, a fellow lawyer. It's not possible. It's not in my character. But if it's in anybody's character, the person can continue. But I know and I've seen where the body of the Legal Professional Disciplinary Committee has suspended a lawyer for 2 years because of such comments and such write-ups. So, but I don't think I want to do that to anybody.
Our friend and your buddy have been doing this thing years.
Because regional coordinator from all the way from America, Mazi Chiezoku. On here, I can one question what you do. Then before I went now as because Master Prophet, I'm So please, Ichie, please, Freedom, turn your camera, please. Freedom, turn on your camera. Let's see your camera, please, Freedom. Because we are set people with camera. I want our camera on because I will take you down, please. Can you turn your camera, please? Freedom. Huh? Okay. Sorry, Freedom. We have to take you down. Mazi Chie, please go ahead.
So like I was saying,
maybe one question for you or it doesn't. Go on.
The question is not even the issue.
Yeah.
I will have to thank all the whole barristers for standing their ground, even when they were intimidated. Not really intimidated, but when everything, the odds was almost against them, they stood with our leader Mazen and they stood firm. And I will equally say thank you to Aloy Ejimakor, a wonderful lawyer he is, Mandela, and Barrister
Nnameka Ejiofor.
It is not easy, but we thank you all. There was a time I was talking to my fellow regional coordinator Mazen in the room. I was saying that I don't know if you guys are still going to hold firm, because we knew what was going on, and we knew what the government was doing by trying to intimidate you guys, trying to force you guys to do what you don't want to do. But at the end of the day, you guys stood firm. I'm just grateful, and I thank you all. It's not easy. We know all the things Chinas and Wuru has been doing. We know how they caused so much havoc in our place. We know how every time Onyendu want to go to court and Chinas and Wuru will come the following week and start telling the Nigerian government indirectly on what to do. We know this.
You are very correct.
we're not stupid. We know all this. And every time he will come and intimidate and try and intimidate Aloy Ejimakor. For what reason? You know, and they did what they planned or what they did, but unfortunately for them, they didn't know that they were people that was going to stand firm and refuse to be shaken. You know, but like my thanks just goes to you guys and our able brother, father, and mother-in-law, our great leader, and
Master Prophet and Divine Mother,
the husband,
yeah.
Master Prophet. Thank you so much. We knew when you stood firm for him, and you were saying all the things you were saying, but we could not say anything because our hands were tied. Because we've not gotten direct instruction from Onyendu to say anything until Onyendu now released us. That was when we now started talking. We thank God for today that they have not been able to survive and succeed in what they planned. And in fact, they have lost out. They've lost out. So I will say thank you to Mazi Ismizu. Yeah. I call him the archive minister. He has everything.
He is.
You know, he has everything in his beck and call. He archives everything very well. So whenever I need something, I call upon him and he will provide the video. You know? So at the end of the day, I can authoritatively tell you that we won the war.
Yes. Yeah.
We have won.
Yeah.
Now what they are doing is that they're just scratching the surface.
Yeah. Yeah.
So they can't do anything.
Yeah.
And I thank our great leader. He's a wonderful man. Someone that God uses and has used him greatly to do some certain things. And he will continue to use him until he comes out and come out victoriously.
Yeah.
And nothing will happen to him. Peradventure, anybody will say that our Onyendu will not come out. He will be the one not to come out from everywhere he is.
You say?
Or she is.
Yeah.
Not in offer.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So I thank you guys. All these things, I don't really know what to ask you guys because I know practically what was going on. And the fight was taken to them too. But at the end of the day, they called us 5%. We stood our ground. They called us method of conduct.
Yeah.
We stood our ground. We use our chest and chest is
very well. And now they call us flying monkeys.
Flying monkeys. Yes, so they called us miscreants.
No. And only then this name, what our leader, our wife, Uchechi,
Let's talking about
all those names, but you so bad the law.
I am back.
Now, the White Council, I can never go. I ain't not going to make you problem. I ain't not going to make you.
No, I want us to talk for 24 hours. Unless you promise to bring us back at a future date. I still have a lot more to say. I have a lot in my mind. A lot has gone south.
Yeah.
People have to speak with bravery
and
confidence.
What?
I'm not going to take any prisoners. I'm going to tell the world the whole truth and nothing but the truth. I'm not going to make excuses for adults that decided to misbehave.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
going to
Yes.
call them out.
yeah, yeah.
Because
Wise Council.
every one of us, we have our own emotions. Onyendu's rendition traumatized me. Mazi Mandela here and Emeka will bear me out. I lived in a hotel for almost 5 years.
Yes.
Okay, and I spent over 15 million paying hotel bills and eating hotel food. So I was traumatized. A lot of times, I would be very ill. They know, this my colleagues know, I'll be very sick, but I'll still be carrying the cross of the case and still maintain my sanity and keep my emotions in check. And I will not go rogue and crazy and start and become a misbehaving adult. These people were adults, double adults, and they decided to misbehave. So everything they did, I'm here to call it out on this platform and any platform that I'm invited. And I have only one purpose, and one purpose only: to protect our client against the lies being issued against him. His case is still in court. His case is sub judice, but they are saying so many terrible things that could affect his case. How would you expect the system to respect a man that his wife is going about and exhibiting hostility towards him? Wherever she is tonight, I want her to have a change of behavior. You are belittling your husband and you're putting your husband in a state
Okanyona.
that is battling. We begin to disrespect him.
It's too late
Then
for
how
her.
can the system, when I talk about the system, the judiciary is part of it, they are part of it. How can you expect the system to respect Mazen Nandekano if those who call themselves leadership, DOS, disrespect him openly and attack him and call him a womanizer and embezzler of money and everything? And these judges are hearing this, and the political leadership of the country that is currently considering very seriously the alternative and option of political resolution, of which Master Prophet at least will have some ideas, if not directly from me, but from Kanunta and Prince. And of course, the Kanu family is close to Lexoti and all that. He is the beacon, the vanguard of all these things about political solution. So, how do you expect the system to look at Onyendu with respect and everything, confidence, if the people that call themselves leadership and IPOB and they're issuing statements under the name of IPOB, disparaging Onyenduma as Nnamdi Kanu as an embezzler of funds, as a womanizer, as somebody who is impregnating women all over the place, and you say you are with him in the same IPOB. And how could his wife be doing that with the same people? Someone has to speak up very strongly against it. And if people are unwilling to do that, I'm too willing to do it. I'm calling them to order. I am not disrespecting anybody. I have not disparaged anybody on this platform, on this program. I've only spoken the truth, but the truth, and very strongly. And I have condemned bad behavior wherever it occurred. And if anything anybody has done to deserve my praise, I will praise that person. And I've told the people, I mean, when DOS began to tell the world through their minions and everything, they were saying stuff like the legal team they are paying, and they were calling my name. If my colleagues in the legal team are unwilling to speak out as I'm doing, I think there is a reason. I was in the center of the storm. If I was attacked 100%, my colleagues were attacked 10%. So it affected me most. They said they were paying me. They've never given me 1 naira. They have never given me shishi, but I have given them. I have found money and given to them through the instruction of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, particularly to Chinasa Nworu. He's alive. Let him come and contradict me. I have the record with me right here in my phone. Mandela is away.
Very
So
well.
they will come out and say
not
on Radio Biafra, and people will be listening, and they go to town on social media. They say, "Hey, look at Aloy Ejimakor that we are paying. He doesn't report to us." What type of human beings are these? For God's sake, they never paid me shishi, and they've never given shishi to any member of the legal team that I'm aware of.
Okay.
So, I mean, this type of thing is condemnable. And Onyendu's wife, their Biafrans, why she turned hostile against the legal team, and she told Biafrans what was not the truth, that the legal team is not reporting to her or taking her into confidence or giving her information. And I tried. Maswell tried. If Maswell is here tonight, he will say the same thing. I tried. She pushed me away. Am I supposed to make excuses for her and fall at her feet or what? What was I supposed to do? After all, I'm not answerable to her. I'm answerable to her husband. And I told the husband, my client, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, what I was passing through. And Mazi Nnamdi Kanu told me to, okay, leave the matter alone. The father is aware, the father is alive, and the father did not approve of what she was doing. Mandela is here to confirm it. I discussed it with the father in presence of Mandela.
Exactly.
The father knew the truth and he didn't approve it at all.
That is the truth.
So am I supposed to be here and start making excuses for her? Ndị Igbo na-atụ n'ilu sị etobo okeri ọbaba nsị.
Kuya, nna gị mụrụ gị.
Ọbaba nsị. Any one of you out there, in the Bible kwuo sị, don't suffer witches lightly. I'm not calling her a witch, of course. Or you look at her, so she's not a witch. But people, what that thing means is call people out. Tell people that what you're doing is wrong. So they stop doing it. It's affecting our work, both in the courtroom and outside of the courtroom, in the political arena and in the media. When Ifeanyi Ejiofor posts something beneficial to our case at Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, they go in there, they just wait, they don't sleep. They go in there with their fake accounts and they start calling him content creator, Chalambe lawyer, and Mposo, and Aga prince. A prince was in search of freedom for his brother. Okay, the meeting with Sheikh Tinubu, they say Sheikh Tinubu gave him money. This was even before the election. Were we not supposed to meet with people to end this case? Are we supposed to do a jailbreak? It is people, it is human beings that will take the decision to do the right thing. It is human beings. And those human beings are the people that are in government or in the judiciary or wherever that right or authority to take that decision lies. You have to talk to those people. But when they do these things, they scare those people away. They make them feel, they read these things. They make them feel like, oh, these people will expose us or embarrass us. And they start, and they know exactly what effect it will have. It's only those of us that are insiders that are able to bear this and still trudge on. We don't feel frustrated and scared and run away. There was a time they faced Abaribe. When Abaribe became active and he was taking senators to go and visit Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, they held a meeting and decided that they will embarrass him to see if the man will run away. He didn't. But it affected him. I went to his house. He complained bitterly what Chinasa Nworu published against him. These things are wrong. What did he do wrong? This is a man that bailed Onyendu and staked 300 million naira and he speaks out openly at the floor of the National Assembly in favor of Onyendu, and you're attacking him. What is the purpose? It's not a mistake, it's a deliberate act to scare away the strongest political angle and anchor we have at the National Assembly and who speaks out fearlessly. And you're somewhere in Europe or Kuwait or wherever you are outside Nigeria, and you go to Radio Biafra and everywhere, and you'll be just talking. You are not inside the country. You are putting all of us in jeopardy. They went to town and said I was deported from America. I'm a U.S. citizen. Mandela is away. I'm a U.S. citizen. I carry the blue passport very proudly. I became a U.S. citizen, I think, as far back as 1997.
Because
I have 4 grown-up children in America. And they're talking. Barrister Ejiofor, let me tell Biafrans tonight. Barrister Ejiofor contacted a lawyer in Texas who called me on the phone. Barrister Ejiofor, anywhere you are, I know I confronted you. I did, and we text message. You contacted a lawyer that is close to Onyendu. I will not mention the name of the lawyer in Texas. That asking the lawyer what could be done to revoke my U.S. citizenship. And you also, yes, and he also discussed it with Bruce. When Bruce found out the type of a person he is, Bruce ran away from him, and they started attacking Bruce. They told him how powerful to be making publications against Bruce, and Ejiofor made publications against Bruce. That one case Onyendu at United Nations, a difficult case, he worked closely with me because he couldn't meet Onyendu. So I developed the facts. I gave him the facts for the case and worked in lockstep with him as instruction as with Onyendu. Bruce had to make a publication calling for Barrister Ejiofor to resign from the legal team. Yeah. It's there, it's in the Sun newspaper, everywhere. Barrister Ejiofor contacted a lawyer in Texas. The lawyer is alive. Text messages are here. Anywhere, any platform, I challenge him to a debate. Let him bring his phone. Our phone will be examined. It's not when they go and do something with AI. We'll give our phone, we surrender our phone to the person interviewing us. I tell the person, scroll to a certain date. You'll see where I sent him a text. And the basis that America will take my citizenship away from me is that I am representing a terrorist. Who are they referring to here as terrorists? That if they write a petition to America that I'm representing a terrorist, Americans don't play with that kind of thing, that they will revoke my citizenship. These are 2-bit lawyers. They don't even know the process of revoking a citizenship is like a camel passing through the eye of the needle. They think it is Nigeria. My citizenship is cast in stone. And I have grown-ups who are 4 grown-ups adults who are citizens in the United States. My daughter came last year in October, and we had good fun with her and Mandela. Yeah, I think my son met her once. She came. She was getting married. My first daughter. So if I'm deported, but they went to their meeting. They called their coordinators in Nigeria all over the world and said, we shall make publications that Aloy Ejimakor was deported from America. And they were making those publications. That is number one. Then they went into the record somewhere on the internet. There was a time I had issue with the bar, American bar. You know how you have like bar discipline or something?
Yeah.
They went there, they found it on the internet. Americans don't hide anything. That was 2001. That is 25 years ago. I told Mandela the story of how it happened. I traveled to Nigeria, I came back, I went to Port Harcourt, bought a land and built a hotel. So while I was doing that, I took leave of absence from my office for 8 months. That's what it took me to build that hotel in Port Harcourt. Nwoji, Port Harcourt. Okay? Then the lady that was my head of chambers and the other people working in my office, they were not strong enough. So one Jamaican guy that has been going from one lawyer to the other came to them and said they should represent him at immigration. I wasn't there. So he made one or two phone calls. I wasn't there to pick the phone call. They were the ones there. They didn't explain matters very well. They didn't know that this guy sets up lawyers. Because there's a law in America that if you can prove a lawyer did not represent you well, then they will give you a green card and blame the lawyer for making a mistake. So he reported me to the Bar Association. So the Bar Association wrote a letter to me to come and defend myself. I wasn't in America. I didn't know what was going on. My office didn't inform me well. So on that date, I didn't appear. So they suspended my license, I think for 6 months or 9 months, or 1 year, not up to 1 year. They said I am suspended for failure to appear. Anybody listening today will understand that. The main case, the main report the Jamaican guy made against me, they dismissed it. It is there, it's on the internet. They said it there, that the guy goes from lawyer to lawyer, reporting lawyers and everything. That is a tactic he's using to try to get some favor from the authorities. They didn't find any professional misconduct against me. They just say that I disrespected the committee, that I did not appear. They thought I was in America and I ignored them. So they suspended me. And America, when they do our suspension, like to suspend your driver's license for 6 months or something, America is very tough and very strict. The lawyers here know that no lawyer will be suspended for that kind of thing in Nigeria. They will throw it away and say, what type of nonsense is this? That the lawyer didn't pick your phone call. Who are you? You know? So they suspended me for 6 months. So when I came back to America, I went and explained to them and they restored it. I don't think it reached up to that 6 months set. But you know, they had done the suspension already and it was published. So in the course of their investigating me, these people commissioned all kinds of people to investigate me. They found this thing and started publishing it. The first person they gave it to was Nelly, until they quarreled with Nelly. They now gave it to Simon. They quarreled with him. They now started publishing it themselves. The last one was done by Chinasa and Ikenga Uruago. They kept publishing it. And they were trying to get Onyendu. When Ejiofor goes to see Onyendu, he will be hammering on that. So people are asking, what is the need of all these things? What does that thing mean? My brothers, listening tonight, if I'm not a US citizen, these people would have taken me out. The hatred and hostility and the danger is that much. But they know that any one of them that lays a hand on my head, America and President Trump will get to the bottom of it.
Absolutely.
If you anywhere you go, they get you with a drone. If they catch you in person, they take you to America, put you before a court of law, and they will jail you for life. If you start running away into the bush and the river and your village, they will track you with drone and drone you away. They know I'm a US citizen. That is why they have not made any move in that direction. But to tell you whether my life has been threatened or not, and I'll come here and start making excuses for them. No, my life has been threatened. Mandela's life has been threatened. I'm sure Meta's life has been threatened. If they don't want to talk about it, I'll talk about my own. There was a time it was too much. I came out and made a press release.
Yes.
And it was published. They said IPOB lawyer cries out his life is being threatened.
Yeah.
Do they know what that means? To threaten the life of a lawyer that is in court fighting for you, that you are not a terrorist group, and you threaten his life publicly. You are now telling the court you're a terrorist now. These people are fools. They are not fools. It's deliberate. That is why I said a lot of things they did boomerang, and it's boomeranging more and more every day. The law of karma is also coming back upon them very hard. So why would they do that? And the American embassy is aware of this. I once told Mandela that they told me that you have more to fear from your people than from Nigerian government, so-called Nigerian government or so-called army or DSS. Because they have intelligence, credible intelligence, that these people eat their own, is dog eat dog. So a lot of them be wondering, Aloy, you know you did nothing wrong to these people. So the analysis is, they see you people as capable. They just want to push you away. They try to do it when we were even under Agabi.
Yes.
Mandela, remember I told you, they came and told me that thing Justice Omoto show was speaking on me on open court is that there was a conspiracy to push me out of the legal team.
Exactly. That's what they said.
Because there was information that I was contributing much. So they wanted to ban me.
Wise Council.
The conspiracy was even to
Wise Council.
I would even come into court. Thank you.
Yeah, Wise Council. Ama m n'okwu juru ọnụ ọkwalago biko ọkwalago Divine Mother are here with us and it's almost 5 hours now, you know, and please I beg you please ka ye na gbuo na akọ juru ntị mmiri ejugo awụ ọnụ, but I'm so happy even na your good White Council.
Why don't we talk again next weekend?
Okay. Yes. Next weekend. But even now, you know, any of this our media bear to you guys, please endeavor to go and meet them.
In that very one, I'll display my US passport. Go be
because any of our media bear to you, like Njidek in Canada, is one of our own bear to you. Please, wait time gan get Japan and Ikea because.
We are out.
Yeah.
We are tell them to contact me.
Okay.
Anybody who contacts us, no problem. Anybody.
Okay. Even when Betu said that, my Paul Achebe, but you know, guy, they need to tender apology. Only male major law, I don't worry. My Paul Achebe, go to their platform. This gospel is so where destroy this. This that John Moore,
Yes.
There is base. He
Because
writers, I will go writers. They confused with you. They have gone to
White Council. White Council, he able to join us and give away points.
Okay, go ahead.
White Council.
Guy was here is based one
Ekwensu with the God of war.
The White Council, with the God of war.
The God of war. Kendi Igbo na-eje ọgụ.
Ọ na-eme ihe siri ike. So ị ga-asị ụmụ ajọ mmụọ not ekwensu.
Ụmụ ajọ mmụọ ka ị ga-ekwu. Ndị otu.
Okay. Always more student to record on Okita because maybe 2 minutes. You know, only nanya afam na mu wezumezu. And in those days, ndị Igbo na-enye afọ iwe ka eme. And I have been a Christian for 48 years. No? Even I can go more than 10 family deliverance in my village. The last one for the Goguzo, then what even a ben namu. Ama oji. My grandfather jiwe also. Imu na oji. Una remember ya? For the Goguzo bamu. We to that oji. Western well no. But una make it another. Unu be na ben namu now. That oji aboga abata ni my compound. Woli to we gba we puo. I'm telling you the fact. I don't like orgy. No, that orgy. I'm na my own compound. Nate. You know, but can I for this story? Yeah. Can I for this story next time? Can I for this story? No. Can I 1 minute when you take home point? Now the fine mother they just week. No, 5 hours kind of kita. You know, guys start from regional coordinator. Oh, okay. Guys from the lawyers. I'm you on the china ayanaka. Guys start from the lawyers. The White Council, Biko, 1 minute, Biko, can I'm an oku jugono, and you what you go be. But I will the melly. Yeah, no, Biko. Yeah, take home points. Hello, White Council, are you here? Just take home point. Just use 1 minute or 2 minutes wherever you go. 5 hours.
Closing remark. Yeah, closing remark.
Yes, closing remark. Yes.
Okay, well, I'll use this opportunity to once again thank all the good people in the media and the social media. I don't want to call our people in the media warriors, because that very phrase has been bastardized. The phrase that when you hear it amongst Biafrans, it means media warriors of lies and blackmail and threats and dredging up and all kinds of things and foolishness and silliness. So I don't want to call our own people media warriors. I'll call them the very good people of media that were at the vanguard of truth and defending Mazin Nnamdi Kanu, defending the legal team, and defending me particularly and Mazin Nnamdi Kanu's family one by one. Esumezu, Ikechukwu Nwa Amadioha, you are in the driver's seat. Master Prophet, the spiritual leader of Biafra, you are exceptional in your presentations and whatnot, and so on and so forth. Of course, there are people that are not particularly media savvy. IPOB Ontario, North America, has been very supportive. IPOB North America itself, those in Texas, Asia and Co, Madam Bridget or Dimmewa, Dr. Okia, and of course the avid people, American military veterans of Igbo descent, and ambassadors of Save the Nation, the One Poor Brothers, the Rising Sun, and World Igbo Congress, the congregation of all these people, what they said publicly, privately, and what the actions they took helped a lot in keeping Onyendu stable and strong, and in keeping the legal team committed, and the family of Onyendu. If anybody is talking about emotions here, which my colleague referred to, I think you should spread around, particularly to the siblings of Onyendu. If you look at Prince Emmanuel, he's a young man. I'm old enough to be his father, but I don't have as much gray hair on my beard as he has. Since this case started, the man has aged in geometric progression. The whole hair on his face has turned to white. I know how Kanunta stays awake. I know the fears that were expressed privately to me by Princess, that is Master Prophet's wife. I call her Princess. And then her senior sister, Nenaya, I call her Danne. People used to call her Adanna, but when I came in, I changed it to Adanne. She lives now in Sokoto. She's not used to the place. It's because of Onyendu. She goes there 3 times every day to take breakfast, lunch, and dinner. But when these people in Europe that call themselves the leadership, when they talk about the siblings of Onyendu, they don't remember that Adan Nenayanya has been at the vanguard of caring for Onyendu's welfare. I think his wife too, Onyendu's wife, needed to appreciate her in-laws, but the way she disparaged them in the interview that she granted to that lady they call Neka, she disparaged the family. She did not recognize the emotional burden, financial and otherwise, that Kanunta, Princess, and Prince Emmanuel, fine boy, and Adan, the emotional burden that has come on, that has enveloped them since this thing occurred. She considered only herself. So I advise her wherever she is tonight to have a change of heart, to not to disparage. I'm not calling for reconciliation. If people don't want to reconcile, you're calling them to reconcile means nothing. If they want to reconcile, fine. If on my way they want to reconcile and they want my help for them to reconcile, I will participate. But what I'm going to call for is for her to cease and desist from speaking in that manner publicly about her family. She carries that last name, and that last name is a last name that is respected worldwide. So she shouldn't be in cahoots or collaboration with those that seek to do, people that carry that last name, they seek to do them great harm, including her dear husband. So on that note, I thank all listeners tonight, and I thank everybody in attendance. And I promise you there is going to be more either on this platform or other platforms. Good night.
Yeah. They will Wise Council. So, Barrister Nnemeka, please take the microphone.
Esmez, I thank you for creating this opportunity for us to express ourselves. I want to thank Uncle Max. Uncle Max is of the Rising Sun. I don't want to mention the names that had already been mentioned by my friend Aloy Ejimakor, such as Madam Bridget, Father Odimegwa, and the rest. I want to thank the 100 Men Divine Project. I want to thank Professor Chioma, Shine Baby, Priest Obinna Michael, and the rest. All those who have been fighting for the genuine cause of Biafra. I thank you, Methuselah. I thank you, Ife. I thank you, Diken Naya. I thank you very much. It's one of those Mazu gave me his contact some time ago that runs media. I want to thank all those who have been standing firm. There is one done in Canada. I can't remember her name properly.
Njideka na Canada.
So, Njideka na Canada, yeah.
On Eba, you see her now. You see her, yeah.
Oh, good. I thank her immensely.
Yeah.
She's been one of those protecting me from the onslaught of some of those who are blinded to the truth, and some of those who have chosen to remain blind to the real cause. I want to thank very especially Master Prophet and the family, and all those who have bothered to care for Mazen Nambekano, and all those who have visited Mazen Nambekano especially. You guys are all great. You are the real Biafran heroes we're talking about. Today is the 30th of May, the Day of Remembrance. So I remember all those who have suffered one great hurt or the other, who have suffered detention. We have a lot of them still in detention. I recognize all of you. I want to thank you. I was coming back from Port Harcourt, where Basil Nambekano sent me last week. On my way back, I got a list of 32 names in Ebonyi State under detention because they are accused of being members of the Biafran cause. So I remember them today. I remember all those in Wawa military barracks. I remember those in the detention at the DSS. A lot of them are here in the DSS. There's one Priska, Moge Dike. She's been in the DSS since a mother of 8, a woman who is paralyzed from waist down. She's been in detention here since 2022 till today. I remember somebody like Esther Ebom, who has also been in detention, a pastor, she runs a ministry in Aba. Just because somebody ran into her compound, they traced the person to that compound and arrested her from the compound. She's been in detention here since 2020, I think 2025. There are so many who are in detention. All those I'm handling their cases. I remember all of you, wherever you are. May God grant us the grace to see the light of day and to see Biafra emerge. Continue to give us this opportunity to express ourselves, because I know the e-rats and the e-maggots who are on social media, because somebody dash you credit of 50 naira, you think you can write anything you like. Anybody who is upset with the Mazen Nambekano should go and hug the transformer. There's a 33 kVA near you. Hug it properly. Thank you very much.
Okay, Barrister. Yeah. The Barrister Mandela, the place himself. Barrister Kwesika Kachineke Poro. Okay, he used Roma by word. Barrister Mandela, please take the microphone, please.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Biafrans and lovers of freedom. My special thanks and appreciation goes to so many people, very good, like minds, people who are genuine lovers of freedom and genuine followers of Maz Nnamdi Kanu, the only indefatigable leader, the only selfless leader that has stood his ground for the emancipation of his people, not for his own personal gain. I want to now mention some few names. They are legion, they are many, but because of time. First of all, I have to appreciate and thank Barrister Aloy Ejimakor. He's a great lawyer. He's a leader par excellence, because under his leadership as a lead counsel, the legal team, the members of the legal team, he gave everybody. In fact, we are working like one family. Brainstorming. Most of the times, he will now host us. That is a leader. That is someone who wants, teamwork to actualize the same goal, one goal, not division. So I appreciate him so much. A lot of things, but let's remain at it. I want to thank Mazi Ejiofor. He has been there for a long time. He has never derailed.
Thank
He
you,
has
Barrister.
been defending the truth, working even when others went away, say they have been deceived or they have been, him too could have been possibly be deceived, but he stood his ground on the truth, because the Bible said that you should know the truth and the truth shall set you free. I appreciate him so much. Every good work has a reward, no matter what. Lies can only last for a while, but there comes a time when the truth will prevail and they last forever. So I appreciate Mazi Ejiofor. I want to appreciate Master Prophets and Divine Mother. I call her Chichi. She has, in fact, Master Prophet has been a wonderful. In fact, I don't know how to describe him because what people could not see for, he saw it earlier and started hammering on it. When you are saying the truth and when you are seeing something others are not seeing, they will think that this person is smart. But little did they not know that what he's saying, if your eyes is open to see it, you will cry for yourself. So he has been a man who has stood his ground. He has stood his ground, fighting in open place without any, hiding words, calling the spade a spade. He's a very wonderful man. Because he couldn't have done this if the Divine Mother, Chichi, was not solidly behind him. So Chichi is a very wonderful woman. Chichi could remember in those days, in 2016, when he was in Nigeria here, when Mazo was in the Kuje prison. It's all of us that, suffering, going. In fact, Chichi was what Adanda is doing in Sokoto today was what Chichi was doing for Mazi Nnamdi Kanu in Kuje prison.
Yes.
That is what she was doing. Seeing that Mazi eats a good food. That was what Chichi was doing then in Nigeria when Mazi was in Kuje. So I appreciate her so much. She has been a wonderful. In fact, when, like Barrister Aloy said, when Ifeanyi Ejiofor was, blocking me to see Mazen Nadekalo for nearly months. It was Master Prophet and Titi will always, they will go, they will fight. In fact, they were tackling everything to make sure that that's Ifeanyi Ejiofor's evil plan will not sustain. So they have done so much. I want to appreciate Madam Bridget. This is a woman that have, in fact, sincerely from her bottom of her heart. In fact, most of the times, if he remembers the travel, what Mazi is going through, what these people have, he started shouting earlier about this evil attitude of these people, this SDOS. Madam Bridget have been there fighting, talking. In fact, at the point, so many, they labeled now a lot of things, call her names, blackmail her, but today she's still standing for Maz. In fact, she has been so supportive in the struggle. I appreciate her so much. I appreciate so many people. Am I talking about Kano's family? That one is overstay, understanding. We can't quantify that. We cannot. It's a lot of, sacrifice made by these people. You see our wonderful colleagues, Nemeka, but Mashu, these are the people we are, facing the heat by, not the one we are facing by the Nigerian government and DSS and co, but you're facing by the internal people that we are working for. They are now tackling you. So, but, these people, they still maintain their ground. The lawyers that stand say, no, come shine, because this struggle will take it personal. Like when Emeka was telling me today, say, after watching a brief video, the history of, the Biafra war, he said he cried, he shed tears. You understand? When my father, fought the Biafran war, when he was my late father, when he was telling me the stories of what they went through, what he suffered. So I took this struggle personal to me. I'm not even taking it just only a lawyer. We are affected in the course of this incident, all these problems. People did not know that my uncle wife, this is 4 years now, they have taken away, in fact, nowhere to be found. They have killed her. Our 2 houses were burnt down. So when people are talking, and in fact, we'll just look at them, they don't know what they are talking. My 2 houses were burned down in my home in Imo State. But we have made a sacrifice in this thing, and people will be talking rubbish. We appreciate so many people who stood their grounds, fighting for the just cause. Biafran's place, Mazen Nandekalo, remain Mazen Nandekalo, Forget about all these blackmails they are going carrying out, whether it comes from the wife or it comes from I don't want to call her name. That's a useless woman that they contracted, that's going about disgracing herself.
Yeah.
They all just jobless, because there's no way you can strive in the media, or if you never mention the name of Mazen Nandekalo, talk against him or the siblings or Aloy Ejimakor, it will not grow now. So for you to grow, you will mention all these people, talk against them. Your page, you'll be getting paid or something like that. So ignore all these people. Focus on the real work. Focus on the real work. So as time goes on, we will continue unleashing, unveiling the truth. We didn't just come to start saying all these things. I also want to appreciate High Chief Ogbuefi and code them. They are trying. These are the people that have been on the struggle, still standing till tomorrow for Mazen Nandekalo. So you can. There's so many of them that I can't even mention all of them here. So I appreciate and other good media that are out there, both the ones that have realized their mistakes and those that are still realize they should maintain their position, the truth, to be on the truth. Let me say this. The Bible said that, see, mgbe o were enwe ihe na-adịghị mgbe eme bidoro mewe, na gị mara na ọbịbịa nwa nke mmadụ emegogere adịgo nso. So, when things that have not been happening started happening, it means that the coming of the Messiah, the Son of Man, is close. Meaning that all these things that just and I saw that has never been, like when Barrister Aloy we are explaining the freedom fighters that have fought this kind of war, their followers never carried out this kind of attack to them. Just in the case of Mazen Nandekalo, it's everywhere. That is to tell you the words of Mazen Nandekalo is coming to a fulfill very soon. Ihe ahụ adịghị mgbe emebido na-emewe ọ gosiri that Biafra liberation is near, is around the corner. So I appreciate each and every one of you, the lovers of freedom all over the world, the Biafrans, the people of good conscience, those that are still standing with Mazen Nandekalo. I appreciate all of you. Keep it on, and at the end, victory will be ours, and we shall. Mazen Nandekalo will soon come out. Then, in fact, many things that will come out, he will not say by himself. So many people will go on exile. Some people will be, in fact, they will not even step their feet anywhere. They say the Biafrans gathered or seen around. Thank you very much, Mazi Kechukwu. I appreciate you once again. You're wonderful.
Ndewo. Now we go to Master Prophet.
Sorry, please.
Yeah.
Let me appreciate just two persons who have been helping also take care of Nnamdi. That is Peace and Mr. Ndubisi in Sokoto. I appreciate them.
Okay. Yeah. Ndewo. Now we go to Master Prophet. For most people, they don't know. Let me say this thing for the first time. The reason why I'm on media today is for Master Prophet. And that very day I couldn't sleep. One of them not turn them like this. Even anthem, you must go out, And I said to myself, how? I don't even know how to say. Igbo okay, English okay. Kevin maybe though. I said you must come out and see, you must. And that was that very day. That the day, in fact, I don't know I think I bet my turn like this. That was the day Master Prophet beginning Belakwa. Mother knows the this and name to Mazen Nandekano. That day, I couldn't sleep. Then that was how I came out. And I have learned a lot from Master Prophet on the program here, steady. And I learned that number one the thing then, a lot of people I said go and attack my Master Prophet. That's why I don't put phone number in my program. I don't put phone number. If you want to come in with your camera. So Master Prophet is the first man that stand. Fight this thing. And I only work with them. Or say in 2027, Biafra. I can remember. Master Prophet asked Master Prophet. He said it's one of your program. Say it. He said in 2027, they were interested. Then after Master Prophet, Master George Ume, these are the people standing. Master Prophet, please have the microphone.
Ndewo, ekele m unu niile n'ụbọchị taa, but before me ebido, I'm ekele, I say, behind every successful man, there is a woman. Ana m ekele Madam Nnenna ya anya. No one that has never kissed the feet of the devil. Okuno gidigbam. Kuno gidigbam. Behind Mazen Nnamdi Kanu. Onwani karaka. Kajara kaja. Amam Divine Mother nonga. Oge jukone ya ji kuru nke ya. Ekeledekwem Divine Mother. Ekelenem Barrister Nnemeka Ejiofor. Yeah, my first time mona Nnemeka program. That means ugum ebili anymore. Ana m ekelekwe Barrister Mandela mụ na na-ekwu okwu. Barrister Mandela mụ na na-ekwu okwu regularly. Ana m ekelekwe Barrister Aloy Ejimakor mgbe ọ bịara na my place o nyere mma m ntụntụ envelope ego si Chineke am kwesịrị inye ego for coming. But yeah, with envelope and the money the new. See Chineke lekwe 11 she buteshi egonderi new na Nigeria. I was so shocked to yotra. Ekelene Barrister Aloy Ejimakor. Okara aka, okajira kaja. I may take much time. Ana abo odim mo king igba ukonso okrikri. Ikenyo ahri ejegba ishi okpo. Odim mma. Uchechi na nna ya ukwu Ejiofor ọha isi kotere ebu ihe niile na-eme n'ala Biafra ọ maka Uchechi na-eri Nnamdi Ezebiro Nnamdi Kanu ọ maka ọ na-eri ụwa krọtele na-egbu ya mma mmiri and finally ihe niile apụtala mmiri ọ na-egwu mmiri ahụ n'okpurukpu azụ ya. Ana m asị ka ihere emegbuo Uchechi ọ na-akpọ gị Master Prophet. Asị m ihere emegbuo gị. Amụma m bụrụ na 2015 nsị na ewu cancer to Nnamdi Kanu and ewu cancer to IPOB. Ọ bịara na mmezu. Asị m ihere emegbuo gị na ị na-egbu Nnamdi Ezebiro ị na-egbu ya mma mmiri na-eri ụgba krọtele and ugbu a ihe niile apụtala on a plain sight. Ekele and again Ejiofor ihe niile ala niile ọrụrụ today ihe niile apụtara on the plain sight. Ekelere m Chineke na Barrister Aloy na Barrister ndị ọzọ abịala ji ọnụ ha meghe ihe niile ala niile ndị erụrụ. Ekelere m Chineke. Ana m ekelekwe nwanne anyị nwoke wụ Maazị Ezumezu nwa Ekwensu. Ekwensu wụ the god of war. Mmụọ kara aka. Nnamdi Kanu na-aza Kanu from Kamalu ọzụzụ. Ekwensu wụ the principal god of war n'ala Igbo niile gburugburu. Ọ mmụọ na-alụ ọgụ, mmụọ na-eje eje na-apụta. Ekwesịrị ịdị na-ekele ya because ọ mmụọ Chukwu a na-akpọ mmadụ ọkụ. Chukwu ga-enye Ekwensu ike as god of war, as the principal, as the disciplinarian ga-eje discipline ya onye ahụ. So ndị Igbo a na-echefu onye ọdịnala hapụ ọdịnala na-eme omenelu. Ekelene m Chineke n'ụbọchị taa ka m pass ya to Divine Mother. Ndewo na ụmụnne anyị ndị Biafra ebe niile nọ Chukwu nọ Barrister niile ya dịrị na mma unu na-apụta
Master Prophet
ha akụ ebe nnụnụ dịra side ka Chineke Chukwu chekwa nnụ niile gọziekwe nnụnụ kwuru mmaji. Ndewo ise
my huge
Sonia Igbo professional gịnị so
okay. My huge shout out goes to Barrister Aloy Ejimakor and the team of lawyers, and again to the Dragon King, Nnamdi Kanu, and make everybody the present today. Monday,
Apostle Labeke.
Master Prophet because
the followers and our fans and they join around. Your comment and your resilience means so much to us. Ana m ekele maazị ezumezu Nwekwensu
Adam ekene gị ndewo.
nke na-alụ ọrụ ọma niile nke na-alụ. Ama m ebe m ga-ebido mana sị na ọwa agbacha ọsọ agụọ maịlụ.
otu ọ dị.
Yeah.
Ana m n'ihi na asị na ọ na-eme ekele onye akịdị ya gwọta ọzọ mana asị gị jide nke iji.
Ndewo.
Amakwana m na ekwu n'eziokwu na ị gaghị alaghachi azụ
No.
dịka ndị ọzọ mere.
No.
Mana ekelekwe ma ndị chegharịrị nụ ndị hụrụ eziokwu laghachita, mana ekele unu niile na-asị na eziokwu nke a nkunu hụtara n'ime ya nwekwana okwukwe n'ime ya, unu nọchi ike n'ime ya n'ihe agaghị eme unu. Biafra bụ ihe dị omimi. Biafra awụghị ihe a na-agba ewe ọnụ na-emeke noise. Biafra na-echi n'ime mmụọ, na-echi n'ala ala obi mmadụ pụta. And ọwụkwana onye niile ka Biafra na-akpọ oku. Onye ọbụla Biafra kpọrọ oku, onye ahụ ga-aza n'ime mmụọ na eziokwu. And ile anya hụ nzọmụkwụ na akparamagwa onye ahụ na-akpa, ị ga-adị attracted to that voice, na-esokwana ya. Ọnwụnwa bịara anyị n'elu, bịa anyị n'ala, bịa n'ebe niile dị iche iche. Mana n'ụbọchị taa anyị emeriwo ya. Ana m ekelekwe ndị Avid, na-ekelekwa World Igbo Congress n'ihi unu na-ekwe ka agụọ gbuo nwanne unu nọ na mkpọrọ. Ọtụtụ ndị mmadụ mere abandon, more especially the ex-DOS gangsters and their cabals. I say when you want to know a true man, give him position because it intoxicates. Unless menyere somebody de humane and humble ọchịchị, ọ ga-aba ya n'isi. Mana anyị ga-amụta ihe na ihe niile mere nọ. Onweghị ihe ọbụla eziokwu dị ka ọnwa adịghị ekpuchi ya aka. Mgbe niile agbara anyị aha ọjọọ niile akpara anyị, ọ na-emede akpọ anyị aha ọjọọ, ma agwọdị m sị biko na ya kwugodoro m champagne dị ya ka m were kpọtuo mmụọ m. Ma dị happy because I believe that they are not worth stealing my thunder and my happiness. Nlaga m mba aga m ehi ọnụ ma na-eche nonsense. A na-eme ya emekwanụ. Onwe ihe ndị ahụ mere anyị. Ọwụ na ha ma na ihe ndị a ha na-akọta anyị na-eme anyị sefu. Anyị obi na-abịa anyị mma because our primary concern bụ ka ọpa nne m si n'ọnọdụ ahụ ọ nọ wepụta. Ka Alaeze Chineke n'ụwa nwee ike bịa na mmezu. Ihe ọzọ ha na-akọ agbasa anyị, ashịrịli ihe ha na-akọ is just behind our back. Ma na-asị ka Chukwu Okike abịa mapụrụ m ihe niile, gọzie anyị niile, gọziekwe the 100 men. Agwa ele ha na 100 otu narị ụmụ nwoke kajara akaja ma gọzie ha na njem ụkwụ ha. N'ihi na maka amamihe Chukwu Okike abịa manyere Maazị Nnamdi Kanu mere, o ji omegi ka ndị amara ndị 100 men ndị ha. N'ihi na ọwụ na amaara ha gara agata n'azụ na-esu ha imi, na manipulate ha left, right and center. Mana ihe niile otu o si masị Chineke. Mgbe Nnamdi ndụ, ọ na-asị onye na-ekweghị n'ụtụtụ ga-ekwe n'ehihie, onye na-ekwekweghị n'ehihie ga-ekwe n'abalị. So obi dị m ụtọ nke ukwuu na ụmụnne m ma ndị amaghịrị ihu bụ formidable force na IPOB aghọtala onwe ha, ma ndị nwaanyị lọghachi. Ana m akasị ka Chukwu Okike abịa ma gbaa ha ume ka ha kwuru n'eziokwu till anyị nweta ihe anyị na-achọ, because I believe that Biafra will come in our time.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Thank you all and God bless.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much, Divine Mother.
Thank you.
Yeah. Now, I got to regional coordinator, Mazi Chiezoku. Mazi Chiezoku, ọ na-agba agba, ọ na-eche eche, ọ nọ na defense. I must confess to Mazi Chiezoku. Onye na-asụ Maazị Ezumezu ka program nke ihe eme taata oke anọkwa m oke mbesi na TikTok ọ nọ n'ọrụ ọ nọ na TikTok and is a regional coordinator all the way from America. No, Maazị Chiezoku ekenego ekenego na-asị aka anụ iji ihe eji ya wee na-aga ihe eji ya na-aga m n'ụtụtụ mana ibe ma n'abalị mechekwa ma ihe na ngwụcha ebe ọ ga-akwarago iyi wee kwalite ọnọdụ achọrọ iwu ya achọrọ ịkparị ebe tamaba onye ọ bụ taka nwa na-afụ dị impact ihe ọ na-eme. Maazị Ichie ekene dịrị ego were the microphone. Yeah.
Onye nwere ya na-eji na-achọghị.
Yeah.
Our great lawyer, Aloy Ejimakor, Ndewo, ebe ọ bụla ị na-eje Chukwu ga-anọ ya lụ.
Ise.
Right, left, middle, center.
Ise.
The same thing done with people maka Mandela, Prince, Ndewo. Ntonu suya kwuru. Onye ndu ya mesapụta. Ike nke Chineke.
Yeah.
The same thing done na ikuku n'ebe Barrister Aloy Ejimakor.
Yeah.
Daalụnụ.
Thank you.
Although Professor Black,
At all.
but you guys have proven to be a steady horse, and my fellow American, deal. Nobody can take away
your passport.
It's not possible.
Yeah.
Master Prophet.
Ndewo.
May the Almighty God continue to be with you.
Yes, sir. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Spiritual mother.
Yeah.
Princess. Because of Princess
Yeah. Yeah.
A canonta. Fine boy. I came to Barrister Ejiofor, and I'm anti-swim. He directed me to Fine Boy. At the end of the day, we sorted out that situation. But onye bụ dike.
Yeah.
So make an Madanaya, and we are strongly we are whatever when I with IPOB USA other reason, but they've been doing their own part. Maze did their own. Buko a very strong man, but Chineke and
Yes, sir.
So one day, we will work on the way new drive. Easy. He has proven himself to be a wonderful father, brother, Mandon Abulu sister too, Mandon Abulu father too, Mandon Abulu mother too.
Oh, come on.
He has been everything in one for us, and we thank him for standing in front, and we're standing with him. And no, he's not going anywhere.
Yeah.
Whether the devil likes it or not.
Yeah.
We've stood with him, and tomorrow we are still standing with him.
Yeah.
We'll go nowhere. So, Mandini that is coming back. We are welcoming everybody. We were called 5% before, but today I have to wait for the 5% at name.
Yeah.
We thank God for everybody.
Yeah.
Thank you, my brother.
Yeah. I can more. I actually not work. 25% when 25% one. Zuano. Okay.
Barrister Aloy Ejimakor, thank you.
Yeah, bye
Miss
bye.
Mandela, bye.
Yeah.
Barrister Aloy Ejimakor, bye bye.
Yes.
Good night.
Yeah.
Good night.
Yeah. Good night, everybody.
Bye.
Yeah.
Good evening. Yeah. Good night.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A shout out to Madam Nenayanya, a woman of immense integrity.
Yeah.
She is the bravest of them all.
Yeah. Okay. I'm going. Yeah. Bye bye.
Okay.
Yeah.
The chains can't silence the truth. The sun will rise again from the land of rising sun, the great nation of Biafra. In the heart of the storm, you stand tall and strong, voice of your people. Singing freedom song that tried to break you, but your spirit grew. In the darkest night, your light shone through. Free Mazin and Mikado. Let the rivers of justice flow. He's a prisoner of conscience, but his heart still glows. Oh, free Mazin and Mikado. The world must know his name. He fights for the voiceless Biafrans. Through the struggle, through the pain and marginalization. Behind the bars, your dreams still fly. Carried by the wind across the sky. Your people whisper, we're with you still. For the truth you spoke, for the strength of will. They can cage your body, not your soul. Your fire burns unbreakable and whole. Free Mazi and Africano. Let the chains of silence break. He's a prisoner of conscience. For his people's sake. Oh, free Mazi and Africano. Let the world hear the cry. Freedom is our birthright. We lift our voices high. We are the children of the sun, the great ancient Igbos.